good morning to you. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And today is not an ordinary Thursday. It is a throwback Thursday, and we are taking it back. And we'll be breaking a sweat in an aerobics workout. Think colorful outfits. I've even brought the scrunchies. Then we're obviously going to have Grant Hines join us in studio. He is our tech guru. He's usually up to date with the latest, but today he's bringing the nostalgia back to studio. And speaking of going all the way back, remember the Jungle Book? I think we all loved it growing up, and even as adults we love it. Well, we have the cast of the latest live show of the movie with the performances from Mowgli and even Baloo on its way. And later in the show, I'll also be bringing you a beauty hack on how to make your lips fuller, and that's all inspired by beauty creative Ariba Baker. So stay tuned for that and the whole latest when it comes to trends for spring. But I'm not doing the show all alone. We need to say good morning to you in Strydom. Hi.
Good morning, Zoe, and good morning, Zanzi. It is wonderful to start this morning with you. It is such a pleasure. We're looking forward to spend the next 3 hours with you. It's going to be a fantastic show. I love the fact that we are focusing on all things throwback, that's for sure. And this is what we want from you this morning on social media. We'd love to hear, and I'm looking forward to your comments. If you could bring back that one thing from your childhood, what would it be? Send us those comments, those voice notes. Go back in time a little bit and surprise us with the things that used to be, but that is no more. We'd love to know from you. Our number as well, 0634088863. Connect with us, and let's have a lovely, lovely Thursday. The weekend is just around the corner, but listen, stick around for every second of this show because, listen, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. Looking forward to it. So let's get into it. Let's start off the morning with your news headlines with Zoe.
Thank you, Ewan. Well, let's start off with national headlines. The Gauteng Legislative Committee on Community Safety has called for more efforts by law enforcement agencies to fight crime in the province. This as Gauteng's crime statistics for the first quarter of the 2023-2024 financial year show an increase of 4%. Statistics presented by Gauteng Police Commissioner Elias Mawela before the committee show that 1,489 women and 47 children were murdered during the period under the review. And robberies at residential and business premises increased by 13.7% and 1.8% respectively. Staying with local news, the bail application of medical doctor Nandipa Mugudumana has been postponed to 4 September for further arguments by the defence and the state. Mugudumana appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court on Tuesday and yesterday for her bail application related to her alleged role in the grand escape of convicted rapist and murderer Thabo Bester from the Mowgli Correctional Centre. Her lawyer said the state was decorating charges by saying the case was scheduled 5. Advocate Frans Dlamini submitted that the state had no evidence that Mugudumana had any criminal offences. Moving to news abroad, Gabon's President Ali Bongo has appealed for help after the army deposed him in a coup. Speaking from what he said was his residence, he urged supporters to raise your voice earlier. And that's what he said. Earlier, army officers appeared on TV to say that they had taken power. They said they were annulling the results of Saturday's election in which Bongo was declared the winner, but the opposition said it was fraudulent. The country is one of Africa's major oil producers. And Pope Francis has said he's going to issue a new document on the preservation of the environment. He says it's necessary because there's a terrible war raging worldwide against the environment. The Pope says the document that follows his previous papal encyclical from 2015, Laudato Si, will be issued on October 4th, the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi. In the Laudato Si, the Pope warned about the dangers and challenges of climate change and the necessity of environmental conservation. He said creation was a holy gift from the Creator. And a Kenyan elephant conservationist and research scientist is walking across 4 African countries to raise awareness of the plight of the giant mammals. Jim Nyamu began the long walk in Nairobi and has reached Uganda, from where he'll press on to Rwanda and finally the Democratic Republic of Congo before returning to Kenya. A walk of 130 days and some 3,600 kilometers, Nyamu said on Sunday his East and Central African campaign walk is guided by the mission of saving the African elephants whose survival is severely threatened. He's the founder of the Elephant Neighbors Center, an organization that works with local communities to resolve human-wildlife conflict. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport with Ewan.
Thanks so much, Zoe. Let's get into all your sporting action for this Thursday morning, starting off with some cricket news. Australia handed the Proteas a historic loss in T20 internationals, dominating with a resounding 111-run victory at Kingsmead. Now, Mitchell Marsh emerged as the standout performer for the visitors, showcasing a splendid 92 runs, contributing to a formidable total of 226 for 6. Now, the Proteas' response was lackluster, to say the least, despite Reza Hendricks' commendable 56 off 43 balls. Now, the upcoming second T20 international is scheduled for Friday the 1st. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m, offering the Proteas a chance for redemption. Good luck, boykies. Then staying with cricket, in a historic accomplishment for women's cricket, the England and Wales Cricket Board has introduced pay equality for both men's and women's teams. Effective immediately, the change will first be evident during the upcoming T20 series against Sri Lanka. Now, this historic move follows the Women's Ashes series, which garnered unprecedented attendance. Now, the decision gains from backing from the Independent Commission for Equity in Cricket, making a substantial stride towards gender equity in sport. Over to football right now, Mamelodi Sundowns secured their 6th consecutive victory in the new PSL by triumphing 2-0 against Polokwane City at the Peter Mokaba Stadium last night. Now, Lucas Ribeiro Costa was the star of the match, netting both goals for the Brazilian. Now, this feat extends their remarkable club record for the best start in a league campaign to 6 matches, a mere 2 short of the record of 8 held by Kaizer Chiefs during the 2014-15 season. Now, the win also propels them to an 8-point lead atop the table, though they've played an extra game. Now, notably, the Tshwane team is just 1 match away from matching Chiefs' 31-game unbeaten streak from 2005. Now, their last defeat in the Premiership occurred almost a year ago at the hands of local rival SuperSport United on September the 2nd, 2022. And then in tennis news, in a remarkable display of skill, young American talent Coco Gauff advanced to the 3rd round of the US Open. Now, Gauff secured a victory by defeating Russian player Mira Andreeva with a decisive score of 6-3, 6-2. Now, as the 6th seed, Gauff has emerged as a strong contender for the championship, bolstered by recent triumphs in both Washington and Cincinnati. Her upcoming challenge lies in a match against Belgium's Elise Mertens on Friday. It's going to be a very exciting sporting weekend ahead, that is for sure. That's a wrap for your sport for now. We'll bring another update just after 7 o'clock. Right now, here's Zoe with the first look at what you need to wear. It's your weather.
Well, you know the expression once in a blue moon? Well, that's applicable right now as the largest and brightest super blue moon of the year. It's a very rare celestial event, will be visible until tomorrow morning. The next moon of its kind won't be seen before January 2037, and the last one was in 2009. A blue moon happens when the pattern of days in a year means there are 13 full moons instead of the usual 12. This blue moon is also known as a supermoon and will appear larger and brighter than usual. But anyone hoping to see the moon tinge the color blue will be disappointed. The name of the moon has nothing to do with color, but instead is so called because it does not fall in the usual scheme of named moons. Hence the saying, once in a blue moon. Well, there you go. Let's get into your temperatures for today. Starting off in Polokwane. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 10 with a high of 24 can be expected. Mbombela 13.28, Pretoria 10.23, Johannesburg 9 reaching a high of 23. Mahikeng sunny, a low of 11, a high of 27. Klerksdorp 10.27, Kimberley 12 with a high of 28. Bloemfontein 8.25, Richards Bay 17. A sunny Pietermaritzburg, a low of 11, a high of 31. Durban sunny, 18's your low, 26 your high. Mthatha 11, 31. If you're in East London, 14's your low, 31 your high. Cradock 8 reaching a high of 30. Gqeberha 12, 23. George 9, 17. Rainy conditions for Cape 7's your low, 15 your high. Worcester 418, Sutherland 118, and if you're in Uppington, 7's your low and 31 degrees Celsius, that is your high for today. So temperatures, let's take a look at your sunrise views. Nonhlanhla is kicking us off with this pretty pink photo. Look at those tones in the sky. This photo was taken in Mpumalanga. Anita is in KZN in Richards Bay and shared this gentle fog-looking photo with us, but you can see the sun in the distance. And Tanya in KZN captured a bright orange sky from her home. Ashley from Kariga is showing off beautiful ombre sunrise views. What a stunning moment captured on camera. We'll share those sunrise views. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you so much, Zoe, and thank you very much for you guys for sending in those awesome sunrise views. That's the way to wake up this morning. We're going to take our very first break. Your Thursday is officially underway. When we come back, we take a look at some interesting news stories that happened while you were sleeping. And even though we are focusing on a bit of a throwback Thursday vibe, we are stepping into the future with VR concerts. It's a thing, people. It's a thing. We're going to run you through those stories. And then we are going to go back in time with a good old school aerobic workout with some lekker beats. So get those colorful tights and funky socks out. Zoe's going to show us exactly how it's done. Stick around. We'll be back.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It's a wonderful Thursday morning, and while Zoe's getting ready for her aerobic fitness, that's heading your way in just a couple of minutes, let's quickly take a look at some of those stories that happened while you were sleeping, because we know the news never sleeps. But it's interesting this morning because we're talking about virtual concerts. Zoe, if you want to join us in here, she is ready. She is here.
I have to justify
Are you ready for your little aerobic little...
So while you were sleeping, I had a pom-pom change. No, the reason I'm looking this silly is we're doing a Throwback Thursday workout. So it's all about the aerobics. It's all about the scrunchies, the mismatched color. We are all about the nostalgia today with our workout.
Listen, but this is very cool. So get ready so long. Just, make sure you tie your shoes and make sure you get your little funky pants on. It's going to be lekker. But we are talking about some of those interesting news stories, and it's a departure from the past, although we're focusing on a little bit of Throwback Thursday vibe, but we are nodding to the future as well, where rock stars are performing songs that will become a virtual reality concert delivered directly to fans via VR headsets. Thoughts, Zoe?
For someone like myself that suffers from a little bit of social anxiety, i.e. I don't like crowds, hence, it needs to be someone really awesome to get me to go to a stadium. I think that's an awesome way to experience a concert if you don't like crowds.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be something different as well, because in a studio in Culver City, California, this is precisely what is currently happening. The American rapper and singer-songwriter T-Pain is performing songs that will become a virtual reality concert with no crowd. Instead, there's going to be just a camera crew and a green screen. That's pretty much it. Now, T-Pain says this will mean fans are going to be much closer, see different angles, see different kinds of performances. In his words, putting me in your living room.
That could be cool.
Look,
that could be a cool experience.
If it's done right, I think there's definitely a place for this. This is definitely something that I think, a lot of people will try and navigate, because we know that VR has been slowly gaining momentum. It had a bit of a dip, but now it's really coming up. But I think the question here is, how closely can a virtual concert mimic what you, the fans, love about live music? That's the question. But I think it'd be pretty cool if you see your favorite artists and with the technology the way that it is, literally feeling like they are there performing for you in your living room. Could be something cool. I'd love to get Grant's perspective on this as well.
Is that one of those, if you're in control of the concert in that regard, can you pause it, quickly go to the bathroom and come back? Like, are you completely in control? Can you rewind and re-listen?
Just hang on, T-Pain. Yeah, I just need to quickly take a bathroom break. Cool. I'll be back in a sec. Just hold that thought. I wonder. And then there's also something else, that's quite interesting to mention. ABBA. Yeah. ABBA will live forever. This is it. Now, ABBA's Agnetha is there to release her first or her next single. She's going to be doing that, and she's just, there's no slowing down. The single that's actually releasing that single today, relaunching her solo career at the age of 73.
That's incredible.
Now, Falskog-led singer alongside Annie Frid Lyngstad of the hugely successful Swedish pop band We Know Them. They need no introduction, which formed in 1972. Solo album a decade ago, and ABBA's greatest hits included 20 songs and the 100, and many more were standing the test of time. This we know. Big songs.
Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You.
The ABBA fan.
Oh my goodness.
We know SOS, Take a Chance on Me. That all triumphed at the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest with their performance of Waterloo as well. Now, ABBA were in the spotlight again just last year, if you remember, with their virtual concert, ABBA Voyage, which was a huge spectacle. It was great. Virtual and dubbed ABBA, depicting the group as they appeared in 1999, and also utilized the originally recorded vocals accompanied by a live instrumental band on stage. So yes, so some new music from ABBA. En dit gaan nog altyd by ons wees.
Dit gaan lekker wees. Listen, if you can relaunch your solo career in the middle of your 70s, I'm here for it. I want to support it. It just shows you, just because you're tapping into the 70s, it doesn't mean your career has to end. When most people are, freaking out about retiring or are ready and looking forward to it, here someone is restarting their career, and I think it's awesome.
ABBA just built up this following throughout their career. It will just never die. We love ABBA is timeless. So can Agatha do it again? Ons sal sien, but I firmly believe that she will most certainly do it. That's some of the news stories that happened while you were sleeping. All right, Zoe, are you ready?
I'm ready for this workout.
Do your stretches. I hope you are doing your stretches because we're going to get into a little bit of a throwback aerobics workout. Let's do it.
I feel like I didn't get the memo. I was instructed to bring bright colors. I didn't have the bright colors, so I came with mismatched colors and scrunchies. But you know what? We're going to step into the past with a throwback fitness segment. So we're going to rewind to classic workouts, groove to iconic tunes, and relive the energy of the old school sweat sessions. And let's make nostalgia your workout partner. And here to take us through our throwback paces is fitness instructor Ashwin Wildemans. And Ashwin, did I get the memo? I mean, you got the sweatbands, which is quite retro. I got the scrunchies. It's as cool as I'll be today.
Nah, I never got the memo too, Zoe. Good morning.
Morning.
Hope you're doing well.
Okay, so I believe we're going to have great music playing, and you're going to take us through one of those. This is how I picture if you had to put a cassette in, and it's one of those workout videos you have to follow. Is that what we're doing today?
Partly. So we're going to go from retro into the new. So obviously fitness has evolved. So we're here this morning to go from the old to the new and evolve with it.
Okay, well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Oh, we got music. I like it.
So we're going to start off quite simple, easy, get that cardiovascular going. So obviously we're just going to start with knees to the side.
Okay.
So as we have the music, so we're just going 1, 2, 1. We're going to slow it down. Obviously, Mzansi, we're going slow. You know, it's morning, it's past 6, so let's go. 1, 2.
Can we have more music on the floor? I feel like we need to pump the music today.
1, 2. So yesterday was Wacky Wednesday, but now we're going to double up and we're going to go with a double one. So we're going to go 1, 2. Hey, there we go.
It's like a little dance. I feel like every time I just have to justify, if you've just tuned in, we are doing a throwback workout, hence the outfit.
Okay, so now we're going to pause. So now we've got that heart pumping. So now we're going to take it to another classic, and we're going to do some...
What? You got me nervous now. What are we going to do?
Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks. Gotta love a jumping jack.
Okay, so remember, when we do our jumping jacks, we're going to start with our feet closed, and then we're going to open our feet midway through. Okay. So remember, with our hands, we're going to go simultaneously to the top.
Okay, you're freaking me out now. I'm like, I just know jumping jacks to be like that.
There we go. Good class of this. Keep our heart rate going.
Keep the core tight.
Exactly. With everything we do, we try and engage that core, keep it tight, and breathe. Remember, when we are doing our jumping jacks, we try and land as soft as possible on our feet. Transition is quite easy.
Okay, scrunchies are not made for workouts. The hair's falling down.
Okay, so now, moving forward, we're going to go into a squat. So obviously we're with the music as well, so we're going to go quite slowly. So remember, with a squat, we want to have our knees behind our toes, okay? At home, feeling those jumping jacks, guys?
Yes.
So obviously we want our knees behind our toes. If you want, put your hands in front of you for extra balance. If you're good and you're a regular, no means. So we're going to go squat and up. And then we're going to, after the squat, just hold on, Zoe. Allow that excitement. So after the squat, we're going to go into a lunge.
Ah.
So it's a buy one, get one free today.
Okay, I love that. So we're going to go squat, forward lunge.
Perfect. I love that. So,
do we alternate the lunge?
We are going to. That's a perfect question. So, for anyone that has knee problems or any pain in their knees, we can also do a reverse lunge, so it's less pressure on our knees. And that's perfect form, Zoe. Regular, do you even need me here today?
Well, you're taking me through the old school. I can't wait for us to, you know, move into today's era.
Perfect, so are you ready with the squat?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go squat and lunge. Perfect, and we're gonna alternate squat and lunge. Squat, lunge, squat, lunge. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a reverse lunge. Have you done a reverse lunge before, Zoe?
Yes, I have, but never combined with a squat. So first for everything.
Perfect. We love that. Okay, so we're going to start again with a squat, and we're going down and lovely.
It is much easier on the knees.
Exactly.
Well, Ashwin, I love this. We really are getting inspired by the retro feel. I'm feeling the scrunchies today. Yes, but Ashwin, you're not going anywhere because we've got another workout as we're throwing it back on your Throwback Thursday. Now, we need to find out what else is coming up on the show. So while Ewan tells us, maybe we can do something else still.
Okay, sure. So, like I said, fitness have evolved, and we've evolved to a load of plank work.
Oh, why did I ask? Okay, we'll plank. Ewan, what's coming up?
Okay.
Love that. Keep that beat going. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Listen, after the break, we're going to dive into some tech nostalgia. Yes, with Grant Hines. All those lekker gadgets that's got us so excited. And then we're going to gear up for part 2 of our little aerobic throwback fitness this morning. Look at these oaks. You know, all I want to do is squat and tense, squat and tense, squat.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the box are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win its greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel.
Start as your Feel Good Breakfast Show Express. All right, John S3. It's a fantastic Thursday morning. It's all about those throwbacks, and nostalgia is a welcome feeling this morning as we take a trip down memory lane with Grant Hines this morning as he runs us through some of the most memorable tech that shaped us as a society, as human beings. How's it?
Oh yeah, like tech. Like I always find like tech
to be the thing that like hallmarks a period. You know, good movies come out when they do like a period piece, like early 2000s, and they're all using the right technology.
You know what
which
I'm
is really
saying.
cool. I watched a movie recently called Past Lives, great film. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it. That you show them as when they're kids and when they're adults, but it's all set at a time when the internet really wasn't around. But they're like using like, you know, like old MacBooks. The internet was around, but old MacBooks and stuff. It was very cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many iconic tech gadgets that just made such a splash back in the day that we thought, oh my goodness, this is the thing right now. And you're going to run us through some of those because it's going to trigger, I think, a lot of emotions for some of our viewers. And we want to start off with a phone.
Yes, I think
We got and this phone is still alive today because there's constant references made to it still.
I mean, there is no more iconic phone from the past than the Nokia 3310.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so this
my friend.
phone was indestructible. If
Fully.
there was a nuclear war, cockroaches and this phone would probably survive. And everybody either had one. I had a hand-me-down, a nice Lumo hand-me-down, and yeah, it worked. It worked through anything. Had replaceable batteries. You could play Snake on it.
Yes, that was the thing. And can we just talk about the battery life?
Oh
as
yes,
well?
you are completely forgotten. That thing would last like 2 weeks. Chilled.
Yeah, just
chilled battery life for 2 weeks.
No, don't worry about charging it. Next week is fine. But I mean, this was definitely, I think, one
There's
of those.
Snake. Look at that, man.
Oh man,
That
on
was
that, what we thought was a big screen.
Yo,
back
now we
then,
interact.
which was
We've got to do VR games on this episode today on Expresso. That's where it all started for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Was playing Snake.
So I mean,
that
you
was
didn't
cool.
feel instantly bad when you drop it either.
No,
you know?
yeah, because you know the plastic would chip a little bit, but like
You know, you could get a cover. You could get a replaceable cover.
Oh yes, you could.
In a funky color. It
Yeah,
was
I
very
had a nice like luminous what's it like teal.
Yes,
that was the
yes,
one I
yes.
had.
So that's one of the gadgets. Let's talk about the next one.
Okay, so look, there were a few. If I was thinking of games consoles that were retro, but the Sega Mega Drive 2 specifically, I think a lot of South Africans had this one because it was a little bit cheaper than the first Mega Drive, and I mean this was my experience.
Yeah.
So it was like a smaller, like nicer console in my opinion, but like you know somebody who had this and you went to their didn't have it and you played Sonic the Hedgehog, the whole like 16 the game controller of the blue button in the middle, and it brings back so many exciting memories for me. When I was like looking through this, I was like, I have to include this because it just really felt like home. So I think for South Africans specifically, not the original Mega Drive, but this one, the Mega Drive 2, was the one that a lot of households had, and or your friends had, and you'd be like, oh yes, I'm back in high school.
Look, I was never blessed as a kid with one of those, but I had the Nintendo one. You know,
the family console.
Yes. But what I do remember from these consoles is the sound of clicking in the cartridge. That click. It was a very iconic sound to me that I still remember. And then obviously those cartridges take up a lot of space in your cupboard because you have all these different games.
Yeah,
you have one game. And if you're lucky, you got one of these combination cartridges with all the games on it.
Oh yeah, like 101.
Then you special. Then all the friends want to come play at your house.
Or it disappears. In my case, like I'd be like, where's that game? I lent it to somebody and like, you know.
Oh God. The Tamagotchi.
Oh yeah, Tamagotchi. Like
Can't
it's
get away
actually
from
made a
that.
comeback, but I think a lot of people. Here's one of the original Tamagotchis.
Yes.
And what I liked about it was like my brother had one, and like everybody in school had it.
Yes.
So like that was the weird thing. Everybody was looking after their like little animals they had, and you wanted to see what animal it would become, right? It
For
would be
sure.
like an egg, and it would grow.
Up until the point where the teacher was in the class, listen, just leave them somewhere outside. Don't pack them away. Don't bring them into the classroom because it was a craze.
And like, I think we had one each, my brother and I, but I remember like the rich kids in school would have more than one. What, like, imagine wanting to do more admin work.
Yeah.
Like, it's like adopting 5 dogs because you're like looking after all of these Tamagotchis.
Well, it all taught us a sense of responsibility, I suppose, back in the day as kids, you know.
I mean, in a way.
Listen, just very quickly, I know we need to wrap very quickly, but we got to talk about the iPod, dude.
Yes.
This was one of the biggest things to come out, and it was incredible. It was first the old school one, the black and white screen, and then I was blown away when they brought out the color screen, where you could watch videos on it as well. But that was a little bit later, but the original one like this made such a splash.
Oh yeah, I mean, this has changed the way we listen to music.
For sure.
So I think that's one of the reasons. And also, a lot of people swear by this unit. They have it at home. They actually have it installed in their cars but it's very hard to come by and it's very expensive to get, even though they're more advanced ones. I had an iPod Shuffle. That was my first one that I ever had, just because, you know, it didn't have the screen, but you could go like running with it or go to gym with it. And then I also had the iPod Shuffle became like a big...
Yes.
What's an iPod Shuffle, man? What was it? iPod Nano.
The Nano, yes.
Yes, and that was the one that like eventually became, I had a black one and was like the one with the color screen, and I couldn't play games, but I could store, I think it was 16 gigs.
Now we laugh. Now we laugh.
It was so expensive for 16 gigs. Wow. But like it was, I remember it changed the way I listened to music. I was like skateboarding with
absolutely.
it. I like it actually was really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I remember. I mean, I secured myself one during my travels as a youngster, and you know, it was still the sling bag and the wire running out. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it was epic time. So let us know if there are any tech gadgets that you think like really made a splash for you. Do you still have an iPod? Do you still use it as well? We'd love to know from you, Grant. Thank you very much. He's not going anywhere because we are talking VR in just a little bit. We're taking a step into the future. This time a little bit. Stick around. Right now, let's get into round 2 of our aerobics workout.
Straight on, I feel like you forgot about the cartridges, you know, before you even put the click in, you first had to blow it and then insert it. That is also bringing back some memories. And speaking of a bit of a throwback, yes, I have 3 ponies. I am ready for our aerobics throwback workout with fitness instructor Ashwin Wildemans. Okay, the hair has been adjusted. I'm ready for
left out, Zoe. Where's my pony?
You know what, my producer said to me, we're doing aerobics, bring bright colors. So I didn't have bright colors. I figured mismatched colors and patterns could work, scrunchies, so...
It's definitely working though. Next time send a memo out to me and I'll bring my own scrunchie, make the hair a bit longer. We got this.
Okay, so what are we getting into now for our second phase of our workout?
So starting again with a whole retro vibe, we're gonna go up with our knees.
Oh, but we can't do a retro without music. There we go.
Okay, lovely. We're in it now. So we're gonna go up with our knees, and then again, side plank. Again, at home, go at your own pace. Make sure that you're safe at all times, okay? So we're going up, side, up, side, up, side. Perfect. Lovely form, Zoe. Now we're gonna alternate as well. We're gonna do it on the left. No, we don't want any leg imbalances over here.
No.
The only thing that's imbalanced is our scrunchies over here.
Yes, there we go.
Up with the knee. Up with the knee.
I love that scrunchie's made a comeback though. I'm here for it.
Love it. Okay, so moving on. Remember before this we did some jumping jacks. So now we're gonna do a jumping jacks with a twist. We're gonna do it from a plank. So we're gonna do plank jacks.
Okay.
So I know you hate the plank, but we're gonna try and make this as fun as possible. So we're gonna go down into our plank position over here. Okay, so we're gonna open our legs and we're gonna go close. Again, keep that core tight and let's go. Open, close, open, close. Perfect form, Zoe, I love it.
Thank you. And how many of these would you do?
With these, we usually do for time. So from 30 seconds to 1 minute is a good time. But however, at home, if you're just starting out, 10 seconds is good. If you're not used to doing anything, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, we all go at our own pace and we all go as long as we can.
And then you just build up from there.
That's what fitness is about, though. It's all about pushing yourself on a daily. It's not about going for, oh, Zoe can do 500, I want to do 501. It's all about challenging yourself, be the best version of yourself at all times.
I love that. Okay, so we've done plank jacks. What is next?
Okay, so the last one, we're going to continue with the plank. However, we're going to do a dynamic plank. So with the dynamic plank, we're going to be planking on our forearms, up onto our hand, up onto our hand. So it's a good dynamic workout. We're going to be working our entire upper body with this movement.
Okay, so that means we get into our plank position.
Okay, so over here, right arm up, left arm up, again, right arm down, left arm down. So you want to be alternating, so you don't just want to take all the pressure just with your right arm. So you go right arm up and then left arm up. And again, remember to keep that core tight. Okay, let's go together. 1, 2, down, down, 1, 2, down, down, 1, 2, down, down, 1, 2, down, down. Perfect, Zoe, I love it.
There we go. Well, that was a good workout. We've got about a minute left or so. Should we do a bit of a cool down?
Okay, are you taking me through this one?
I feel like I can take some retro inspiration from you.
Okay.
Warm up.
We were
I can
going to
do the
cool
cool
down,
down.
but I mean, why not end it with a bang? Final one we're going to do is some mountain climbers. Get heart race pumping, and then afterwards we enjoy our day. We have the energy for it, so let's go.
Okay.
Okay, final one, let's go. Again, guys, at home, it doesn't need to be this fast. Just go at your own pace. Keep that core tight. Perfect, Zoe, I love it.
There we go. I love that we got to do workout together. I love that we got to be a little bit nostalgic and go down the aerobics line. Thank you so much. Where can people get in touch with you?
Instagram, @Ash_Wilder. TikTok, @Ash_Wilder. Yeah, that's about it though.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we loved having you here. Thank you for this workout. If you've just tuned in, I don't normally dress like this. It was just for today's workout.
Thank you very much, Zoe. That was fun, taking a step back, but also moving into the future a little bit for that workout. That was epic. We're going to take a very quick break, catch our breath. When we come back, Grant Hines is also back. We can run you through some of the top trending stories in tech, and there's a couple of interesting ones as well. And then also on the back of Women's Month, it is the 31st of August. We're going to be celebrating women in art. A beautiful story. That and more after the break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Come on!
South Africans know tough. It's built into our DNA. We know to weather and outlast the harshest conditions. When they show the extra mile. Our strength is legendary. Our resilience, iconic. And despite the odds, we know it's the job done. Mycotex, strong enough to endure anything.
It's my feel good.
Here we go. You tune into your Pure Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3, and we are back. Yes. What's trending in the world of tech, you ask? Well, our gaming expert and techie Grant Hines joins us this morning to break it all down for us. Welcome back, my brother.
Thank you.
So, yes. So, I don't know. I would love to get a peek into your life, really. Like, do you just scour the screens all the time?
Well, like, I think if you're
things?
passionate about something, you just like comes into your line of fire. Like, and the world of tech is just always like what's happening there, I feel is changing society. So like I'm often like got my my finger on the pulse of what's happening there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like that. Technology drives us as a society, and it kind of points us in that direction in terms of how we just navigate our lives nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. The first piece of news, in fact, about that is the whole Trump thing that's been happening. Like he has his mugshot, and it's wild because this is the first tweet that he's done in I don't know, since he left Twitter, and the first thing he does is post a picture of his mugshot. Now, to different people, the mugshot means different things, right? And it's wild that like a single image can have such a duality approach, that he's so proud of it that he would tweet it.
Yeah, but this is Trump, man. What do you expect anything less?
Yeah,
really?
I suppose nothing to him is a loss, right?
Exactly. No such thing as bad publicity, right?
Oh, but yeah, so although it's like, here, the legal system has proved you wrong, but like, let me just put this, like, my criminal photo online and then brag about it.
Let's do it.
Like, he's not a rapper. Like, I don't understand what he's doing. But yeah, so that was huge news for the world Twitter, or X.
Yeah, or X now, yeah, exactly, because we can't say we tweet anymore. It's now we Xing, or whatever the case may be. But I mean, do you know what was the response on this tweet?
Again, it was this dual response where a lot of people were like rightfully so in my mind, like cheering on the fact that like the legal system like paid its way, even the president is not beyond reproach.
Yeah.
And then the other part of the people, like his supporters, going, wait, he believes that there's this deep state that are out to get him, so this is proof of that. So it's so wild to me that so many people could see the same bit of news and through Twitter, and then have completely different opposing views on what's happening.
Yeah. Well, let's quickly take a look at that photo, just in case you guys haven't seen it. So there.
Like, to me, he looks like really grumpy and like upset that he's doing. I don't know how he's always in that suit.
Yeah,
he must have dressed up for it. But he's like obviously proud of it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't. Business. You can see.
It means business. He's going to jail. What do you mean he means business?
Well, with a photo.
Yeah.
No, he's got that. Yeah.
It's wild to me.
Okay. Anyway, so we're moving on. There's another story on X.
Yes, X. When we say, I'm going to say Twitter, I don't know, like, to me it's still Twitter.
It is weird. It doesn't roll off the tongue for me, like Twitter and tweeting, and anyways, that's we've spoken about that extensively. Yeah.
But it's a really insane story. So Twitter has now suspended the account of the suspected murderer of a pro-LGBTIQ supporter in the States, where they were, so this Twitter user was using slurs outside her shop, and she came to confront him, and he pulled out a gun and shot her and killed her.
Goodness.
And he had been tweeting. So and a lot of these things don't happen in isolation. He had been tweeting from his account that a whole bunch of homophobic stuff. So people were like, "Hey, hold on! Like, there's been a line of this." But Twitter had backed up the account and said, "Hey, listen, I know Twitter. I don't know what's happening on Twitter." They were like, "Oh, it hasn't broken any rules as an account, but has recently gone back on that silently, and then now subsequently blocked his account." So yeah, it's this. We're in this place where like Twitter used to have a very strong stance on like human rights and what needs to be said and what's allowed to be said, what is hate speech. But since the takeover and the transformation to X, there seems to be this, there's no identity or anything goes. But in reality, that's not how it works. Hate speech is this thing. It's just because we have freedom of speech, there's still no hate speech allowed.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a definite line between freedom of speech and hate speech.
Yeah, and people, and I think this is the thing where people don't understand that you can't say anything you'd like. There are consequences to what you can say.
Absolutely,
so, like,
words of power, man.
We got freedom of speech, But if you say something that is hateful, there are consequences to that. You don't have the freedom to just spew what's on your head.
Oh, especially on a global social platform like that. Okay, one more thing, this time around Meta.
Yeah, Meta's facing a lot of criticism because in Canada, there's these crazy forest fires.
Yeah, man, it's been devastating.
So if you've seen the news about that, 20,000 people have had to up and leave. But there's been a law passed in Canada that news sites have to pay, Facebook has to pay, so Meta as a group has to pay to broadcast news. So, this is something that's been happening in Australia and Canada. And as a result, the law only kicks in at the beginning of next year. Meta's pulled all news articles from Facebook, so you don't get any news on Facebook. So that's left the whole country in a bit of a drama because you need news to understand how to evacuate and where to go. So all these people that are being rehomed go like, we actually don't have any information. We don't have access to that information.
Yeah, and Facebook and Meta is obviously some of the first point of contact for a lot of
Facebook
people.
groups, where do we go? What's happening?
Exactly.
So I think we're at a point now where a lot of people need to decide what role does Meta and Facebook have with the news and like in emergencies like this. People's lives are potentially at stake and could be saved by social media.
Thanks, Grant, for running us through. That is some of the trending stories in tech this morning. Grant is going to be going nowhere. He's going to be back, and we are going to be jumping into the future with some VR stories. Stick around for that.
Baie dankie Strydom. Well, if you struggle to join an industry, create one. Samsung and Usurper put on a spectacular event to celebrate and acknowledge incredible women, artists and innovators. Kuchle had a front row seat at this exhibition. Take a look.
Growth requires a continuation of celebration and appreciation considering the role that it plays in artistic diversity. Today, we shine a light on art as an inclusionary platform that showcases individual style and expression to form an electric artistic ensemble that we feature in our personal spaces. Olwetu, it is always lovely to see you. You are looking beautiful as always.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Please talk to us about the celebration today. Celebrating women, celebrating art and women in this artistic space and the work that they do.
So we partnered up as Art of Superwoman with Usurper and After Paradise. After Paradise curated this beautiful collection of women artists. Week on week, we're switching up who the artists are. We're switching up also the storytelling around the exhibition itself. This has been such a beautiful experience, just curating this beautiful women's art experience on digital. And these are spaces that primarily women don't get access to. And the more women that are seen and visible in these spaces, the better the narratives that come out of our continent.
Investing in women is not only just giving them money, but showing them that you girls are doing it and you're doing it right.
I appreciate NFTs because they give our digital work a space to live in.
Nene, first of all, your artwork is out of this world. Talk to us about the themes and the inspiration behind it.
So what inspires my work is my desire to represent femme women in extremely regal, otherworldly, almost goddess-like ways. Because I want when people look at the work to be inspired and to almost have a newfound respect for women. And that is what inspires me when I make my work. I think being included in this way also shows how different women are. And to show that kind of diversity is extremely important, especially in artistic expression. And I think it's very important to include more of these voices so that we have a diverse array of creativity and art in the world.
Platforms and spaces are nothing without meaning, and Samsung is using their incredible frame TVs to showcase art by South African women. Nomsa, it is always so lovely to see you because I know one thing about Samsung, they're going to take things to a whole new level.
Hi, Kutle. Thanks for being here today.
Why is it so important to showcase art and take masterpieces created by South African women artists?
We're one of the tech leaders globally, and for us to drive diversity and inclusion in this space, especially the arts and creative space, is important for us. And our partnership with Usurper allows us to empower women to take leadership in this space and also drive for more female representation. For us, it's very important that we don't leave anyone behind, especially women. And what tech has done for us over the years is actually become an active enabler of inclusivity. And we know that where there is diversity and inclusion, we know that we've got productivity, we've got creativity and innovation as well. And for it to come from a female representation is quite important for us.
I see the TV frames all around the gallery. I'm going to need you to show me, please, how the frame TV works.
Absolutely. This is our frame TV. It is artwork when it's off, and it is a QLED TV when it's on. What's nice feature about it is that it's customizable to suit your personal style. So these frames are actually what we call bezels, and they actually come off. You can customize them and change the color to suit your living room or whatever space you choose to put the frame TV in.
One thing I love about Samsung is that they know how to cater to a person's specific style. Now, how do we get the art on the screen?
So we've got what we call the art store, where there's access to over 1,200 pieces of artwork, not just artwork, but photography as well from all over the world. We've partnered with the likes of the Louvre in Paris, where you can have the Mona Lisa live in your home. And what's amazing with this partnership with Usurper is that soon we'll be having South African artists, which would be a first for us in Africa.
It's important that we nurture, preserve and protect art spaces, especially because it's our responsibility to carry the legacy of African female artists. Thanks to Samsung for advancing the technological space, because now art can bring versatility to your environment.
Oh, that is incredible. And just to see that art on the smart TV is unbelievable. And art is not just what you see, it's what you make others see that makes that piece impactful.
This Thursday is just getting better. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have something exciting for you. We are going to be chatting to the cast of the brand new Mowgli with a bit of a twist, and we'll show you an epic performance using this. Yes, I bet you the producer are going to get me involved somehow. We'll see. We'll see you after the break.
Across women's sports, the fields never look so wide open as it does this spring. And with 150,000 Rand to be won in the World Sports Betting Spring Stakes on Expresso, catch your favorite breakfast show on Spring Day, the 1st of September from 6 to 9 a.m. on S3. It's a celebration of sport with your chance to be one of 8 lucky viewers spinning the wheel for your share of 150,000 Rand. Plus, World Sports Betting account holders, your spin and win winnings will be matched with free World Sports Betting vouchers, only on Expresso.
It's my feel-good.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on your home S3. It's time to catch up with those news headlines. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Strijdom. Starting off with national news, the city of Tshwane's municipality says it's improbable that a deal can be negotiated with the SA Municipal Workers Union, SAMWU, because its position on no wage increase is unlikely to change. For the past 4 weeks, Tshwane municipal workers affiliated with SAMWU have downed tools demanding a 5.4% salary increase that was agreed upon in a collective bargaining agreement. However, the cash-strapped capital city has filed for an exemption to that agreement, arguing it cannot afford the increase. And staying with local news, the Gauteng's Legislative Committee on Community Safety has called for more efforts by law enforcement agencies to fight crime in the province. This as Gauteng's crime statistics for the first quarter of the 2023-24 financial year show an increase of 4%. Statistics presented by Gauteng Police Commissioner Mowgli before the committee show that 1,489 women and 47 children were murdered during the period under review. And robberies at residential and business premises increased by 13.7% and 1.8% respectively. Moving to news abroad, Hurricane Idiala has hit Florida in the U.S. and is now crossing into Georgia, bringing powerful winds and potentially life-threatening conditions. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the eye of the storm has now left Florida and some 250,000 people are without power. He said thus far there were no officially confirmed deaths. Some areas of the state have been flooded, with water inundating towns and rendering major roads impossible. And Gabon's President Ali Bongo has appealed for help after the army deposed him in a coup. Speaking from what he said was his residence, he urged supporters to raise your voice. Earlier, army officers appeared on TV to say that they had taken power. They said they were annulling the results of Saturday's election in which Bongo was declared the winner, but the opposition said it was fraudulent. The country is one of Africa's major oil producers. And authorities in India's capital, Delhi, are taking no chances with any monkey business. This as the meeting of the world's G20 leaders looms. Serious steps are being taken to scare monkeys away from venues linked to the summit. Life-size cutouts of grey langur monkeys, which scare the daylight out of smaller monkeys, are being erected at various spots, and people trained to mimic the animal's sounds will also be deployed. Delhi has an enormous monkey population, and these steps will ensure the summit on 9 and 10 September is free of any monkey business. By the way, langur monkeys are aggressive with long tails and dark faces. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Well, no monkey business in sport. Let's take a look at cricket news first and foremost. Australia handed the Proteas a historic loss in T20 internationals, dominating with a resounding 111-run victory at Kingsmead. Now, Mitchell Marsh emerged as the standout performer for the visitors, showcasing a splendid 92 runs, contributing to a formidable total of 226 for 6. Now, the Proteas' response was quite lackluster, despite Reza Hendricks' commendable 56 or 43 balls. Now, the upcoming second T20 international is scheduled for Friday the 1st. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m, offering the Proteas a chance for redemption. And staying with cricket, in a historic accomplishment for women's cricket, the England and Wales Cricket Board has introduced pay equality for both men's and women's teams. Effective immediately, the change will first be evident during the upcoming T20 series against Sri Lanka. Now, this historic move follows the Women's Ashes series, which garnered unprecedented attendance. Now, the decision gains backing from the Independent Commission for Equity in Cricket, marking a substantial stride towards gender equity in sport. Some good news there. And then over to football, Mamelodi Sundowns secured their 6th consecutive victory in the new PSL by triumphing 2-0 against Polokwane City at the Peter Mokaba Stadium last night. Lucas Ribeiro Costa was the star of the match, netting both goals for the Brazilians. Now, this feat extends their remarkable club record for the best start in a league campaign to 6 matches, a mere 2 short of the record of 8 held by Kaizer Chiefs during the 2014-15 season. Now, the win also propels them to an 8-point lead atop the table, though they've played an extra game. And notably, the Tshwane team is just 1 match away from matching Chiefs' 31-game unbeaten streak from 2005. Now, their last defeat in the Premiership occurred almost a year ago at the hands of local rival SuperSport United on September the 2nd, 2022. And over to tennis news this morning. In a remarkable display of skill, young American talent Coco Gauff advanced to the 3rd round of the US Open. Now, Gauff secured victory by defeating Russian player Mira Andreeva with a decisive score of 6-3, 6-2. And as the 6th seed, Gauff has emerged now as a strong contender for the championship, bolstered by recent triumphs in both Washington and Cincinnati. Her upcoming challenge lies in a match against Belgium's Elise Mertens on Friday. That's what we have for your sports for now. Let's quickly take a look. The roads are waking up, so he's got the latest.
Let's start off with traffic in Athlone, Cape Town. There's congestion on the N2 inbound at Jakes Gadwal Drive. Do expect delays and add more travel time to your journey. And in Athlone, Cape Town, there's a vehicle that's broken down on the N2 inbound after Jan Smuts Drive. The left lane is blocked. Please approach with caution. Moving to Heidelberg in Johannesburg, there's a truck accident on the N3 North. There are heavy delays. Please use an alternative route. That's your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And for the 3rd day running, the South African Weather Service has warned of a heat wave with persistently high temperatures expected over the Amatole, Sundays River and Buffalo City District municipalities, as well as the Sundays River Valley, Makana and Mdlambe local municipalities of the Eastern Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are also expected over Beaufort West municipality of the Western Cape, the eastern parts of the Northern Cape, as well as the Eastern Cape, except in the extreme east and along the coast. Let's take a look at your temperatures for today. Starting off in Polokwane, your low is 10, your high 24. Mbombela 13, 28. Pretoria 10, 25. Johannesburg 9 with a high of 23. A sunny day in your low is 11, your high 27. Klerksdorp 10, 27. Kimberley 12, 28. Bloemfontein 8 with a high of 25. If you're in Richards Bay, 17 is your low, 28 your high. Pietermaritzburg 11, 31. Durban 18 reaching a high of 26. Mthatha 11, 31. East London, your low is 14, your high 31. Cradock 8:30. If you're in Kabeja, your low is 12, your high 23. George 9 with a high of 17. Cape Town, expect rain with a low of 7, a high of 15. Worcester 4:18. Sutherland 1:18. And a sunny day in Uppington, a low of 7 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures. Let's take a look at your sunrise views. Starting off in Cape Town. Jade shared this very pretty photo. As you can see, the orange tones in the sky. Margaret in Kenville is watching the sky change color and shared that with us. And Olivia in Peniel shared this beautiful sunrise view. Well, continue to share those sunrise views. Ridwan in Dubai shared this one, and you can continue to share those with us on our WhatsApp line.
Thank you so much, Zoe. We're going to take a very quick break. First and foremost, just a big shout out to all of our Expresso camera crew and techies. They're all here. It takes a special man to operate big equipment like this, Shawnee over here. We're going to take that quick break. We're going to introduce you to the cast of The Jungle Book. It is epic. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. Stick around for that chat. And then also Mowgli is going to give us a once-in-a-lifetime performance. Stick around. We'll see you just now.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Boks are battling for rugby, drink this prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win this greatest moment for you with Love by Clover.
It's my feel
Welcome back to Tune In Your Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. It is a wonderful Thursday. Now, Mzansi, strap yourselves in, hold on to your seats and prepare for a wild and enchanting journey through the jungle like you've never seen or experienced before. Joining us this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show stage, this morning is the cast of The Jungle Book, and they will be telling us all about this captivating show. Let's give them a feel good. Welcome, everyone. Come on. Yes. Oh, it's lovely to have you guys here. It's wonderful. You guys look amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you guys excited for what lies ahead?
We are.
I know that there's some very hard work that's been put into this. Kathy, I want to chat to you first. You're not only a cast member, but you're also the director of the show and the founding member of the Pole Project. And this is an interesting take on the story of Mowgli and the Jungle Book. What can people expect when they come and watch? Because you brought a piece of equipment, a pole. It's pole dancing, the Pole Project.
Yes.
What can we expect from this? Because obviously we want to go see a show. It's this well-known story, but we always want to see something fresh, something edgy.
Yes, and we offer that.
Thank you.
Our interpretation of the Jungle Book weaves a tale of self-belonging, self-discovery, belonging, and identity. And we tell this tale through the medium of gravity-defying artistry that fuses the art of pole dance with aerial prowess. So we take the audience through the jungle with Mowgli.
That's Tommy over there,
Tommy,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And as Mowgli travels through the jungle, we meet all these extraordinary creatures, and Mowgli discovers a connection with every creature he meets. And the message of the show is that I think as humans, we're constantly trying to find where we fit in, where we belong. We're desperate to find our tribe. But Mowgli's adventures show us that we can belong to more than one tribe at any given time.
I like that. I like that. And even though this is considered obviously a children's story, I love that the fact that you're bringing not only the aerial kind of side of it, you know, and the acrobatic side of it, but there's a real purpose to the story, which I think is fascinating as well. Tommy, chat to me. So Mowgli, yes?
Yes.
What has it been like for you to prepare for this role? Is it something that you've ever done before? I know that we've chatted off air a little bit, and you said that you've been busy with pole dancing for about 2 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 2.5 years now, so not that long. I haven't done a show like this. Like, this is a big role for me. So, yeah, there's been a lot of early mornings, late nights, working on this, so... Yeah, it's been good. It's been tough. I'm in pain and bleeding as I'm sitting here. But, you know, we love it.
If you didn't say it, we wouldn't tell. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You see, the
Then I'm doing
qualities
my
of a
job
good
well.
performer. Well done.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, but this is literally what it takes, because I believe that the youngest cast member is like 9 years old.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's, I mean, it's also a journey for youngsters like this to learn about the art of pole dancing, which I love. Robin, chat to me about your role and your character in the show, and the twist that you think this particular performance brings to the story of the Jungle Book.
So I play King Louis, and the King Louis and the swingers, as we call them, the monkey scene,
Which is a fantastic scene, by the way.
Oh, it is great. It's like a window into the most otherworldly party that we invite you as the audience to wish that you could be a part of. And we've reimagined the ruins where King Louis and the monkeys reside as sort of the naughty corner of the jungle, where all of the wild partying and opulence and overindulging takes place. And we've reinvented King Louis to be sort of like a Great Gatsby type figure, throwing raucous parties. And of course,
yeah, because he's very extravagant.
He is, but the big twist is that we reimagined him as a she.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and listen, are you, I mean, is this something that is this a first for you? Have you done something similar to this, portraying this particular type of role on a pole?
I've never ever gotten to embody something so big and larger than life. And it's been a journey creating this character and trying on this really large energy.
Ja. Anel, jy sit met 'n beer op jou kop. You look fabulous, you all do. What is the one part? I mean, you look at something like this and, you know, obviously, you know, you think, okay, putting a story like Mowgli on stage, you know, as a classical theatre performance, but you're doing it a completely different way. What is the one misconception do you think that people have about this particular craft of pole dancing and telling a story the way that you guys do?
The misconception that people have about pole is that it's only for strippers, but the history also comes from Chinese pole and Indian poles. There's all these different of pole, and obviously with over the years and all the different cultures that changed pole and that influenced pole has made pole what it is today and given us the opportunity to create something like this.
Yeah, as a true art form as well. Tommy, I'm going to excuse you very quickly because you are gearing up for a quick performance. Okay. Do you, Anel, perform with all of this on whilst doing your thing?
I don't
and
know.
the honey pot.
I don't know how this always happens, but I hate using props, but I always end up with all the props.
Because you're just good at it.
So yes, I do my whole routine with all of this.
My goodness.
What makes it strong is like additional weight on the head.
Yeah. I'm going to get quite a thick neck, like a rugby player.
Look, I think it's terribly exciting. Kathy, quickly tell us, our viewers as well, you know, this is happening now, taking place tomorrow and Saturday.
Yes.
Where do people go? How do they find out more tickets-wise?
Yes, so we have our first shows tomorrow night at 7, and Saturday we're doing a matinee show and an evening show. It's all happening at the Star Theatre in District 6.
Nice.
People can get tickets on our website, thepoleproject.co.za, or they can check out our Instagram at The Pole Project. There's a link on our bio as well.
Fantastic. Now, I know that it's one thing talking about, you know, the performance and what people can expect. It's a complete other thing to see it for yourself, and that is what we're going to do with a couple of epic performances heading your way.
Well, we are so ready for these performances because joining me now is Tommy Fourie, who plays the character of Mowgli in the Jungle Book. And before we're about to get a small performance from him, let's just quickly find out. Tommy, you said you've been doing pole dancing for about 2.5 years now, and this is the first time you're doing a show like this. What inspired you to be like, I want to try pole dancing?
Well, I was looking for a workout that's fun and not boring and something that I would enjoy. And then I went for a trial class at the Pole Project, and then I was hooked. I remember being so hungover for my trial class, but I still had the best time, and like now I'm obsessed.
Oh, listen, everyone that tries pole becomes obsessed. Now, I know that in this story, we follow Mowgli. You're about to do a little performance for us. So give us a little bit of context to what we will see that Mowgli's going through now.
So the performance I'm doing today is on a stage pole, but in the actual show, I'm doing it on a fly pole, which is a pole suspended from the ceiling. So this is a bit different, but this is just a little part of what I'm going to do at the show.
Oh, well, we are so excited. Well, here on your Feel Good Breakfast show from the Jungle Book play, we have Mowgli's performance. Incredible performance by Tommy Fourie, of course, playing Mowgli. Well, we're about to take a quick break. We'll have more performances coming your way, but we'll also be connecting with TikTok beauty hacker. I say hacker because she's going to be giving us all the tips. Ariba Baker, she's going to talk TikTok, that's how, and we'll also get the perfect lip filler test. In fact, it's not a test, it's a little hack that we'll get and put to the test from her. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have that and a whole lot more still on its way.
Bake more memories and win big with a Taskmaster SA and Royal Baking Powder. Watch the show every Tuesday evening at 7 and enter our competition by creating your unique own bake based on the theme using Royal Baking Powder. On the competition post on social media using hashtag #TheTasteMasterSA and stand a chance of winning a KitchenAid stand mixer and more every week. Unleash your creativity with the Tastemaster SA and Royal Baking Powder.
We'll see you in the Tastemaster kitchen.
makes my feel good.
You literally just twist it all around and then you tie your bunch knot. Papa, how?
TikTok, that's how. Turning our attention to the socials right now, TikTok more specifically. Now, there's nothing quite like a glam look. We know it, we love it, but sometimes when this kind of makeup look seems a little bit overwhelming, which it sure does, it helps to have a guiding hand. So, cue Cape Town's beauty creative, Ariba Baker. Now, she's on a mission to create a platform to teach and inspire while sharing makeup advice and her journey as a creator on TikTok with the latest hashtag TikTok That's How campaign. Ariba, lovely to have you on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
So excited to be here.
Ariba, what initially attracted you to TikTok and the platform in itself?
I was looking for some new inspiration, and TikTok was exactly what I was looking for. It's so fun. You find so many new, ideas and tricks and hacks. And I also found lots of new creators, and I learned and I got so much inspiration from them. And that's when I started my TikTok journey. I like bounced off other people's energy on that app, and I just thought, wow, I need to be here.
Now, you share some incredible tips and people learn so much from you. What is it that you love about what you do on TikTok in terms of sharing that skincare and that beauty hacks?
I love being able to teach people new things, and it's like the small things that changes your entire look. And if you make those small changes, you feel so much better about your makeup look. And there's a sense of confidence when you look good, you feel good. Yeah. And I love being able to just share little things and tips. And for me, it might be something small, but I know for someone else, it might be making a difference. Because if I share something small with my sisters, for example, and they make that change with their makeup look, or they add it, or they take it off, or something, any of the tips that I give, and then they look at their look afterwards, they're like, oh, wow. Oh, so the small thing can make a difference, and I love being able to do that on a platform.
Isn't it always? It's just the small little tweaks.
It's always the small little things,
It's always the small things that I think that people gravitate towards. What tips or advice can you share?
I think it's so important to actually be organized.
Put it in your diary.
Put it in your diary. Make time for it. Like say, okay, I'm spending 2 hours from this time to this time when it's not load shedding to create content. So if I'm doing a makeup look, I will have certain makeup ideas already that I want to do and create, and then I will make sure the products that I'm going to be using when creating the looks are ready for me. That's how
I mean, this has been spreading like wildfire. Over 145 million views on this, and is growing exponentially as well. What have you seen in terms of the reaction from people online, looking at this hashtag?
I think it's such a great hashtag. It's on my For You page all the time, and it's so great to see. TikTok has become my search engine, right? And I think that hashtag kind of proves it as well, because you're seeing it all over the For You page. Because if I'm struggling with something, the first place I go to is TikTok. Oh my gosh, this is not working out for me. What must I do? There's so many videos out there.
Yeah.
And I think this hashtag is so amazing because it's showing you TikTok, that's how, and that's how I'm doing it on TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for yourself,
yeah.
Content is key. You want to stay refreshed, and you want to have something that's informative and innovative as well, something that other people haven't really done before. What have you learned on TikTok? And I think also that you would like to share.
Definitely, this is not very recent, but recent trend, but it's one of my favorite trends from 2023 so far. It's the underpainting. It's not a new technique, but it's recently been viral on TikTok. It's basically doing your makeup in reverse. So I'm not sure if you know this, but generally with makeup, it's skincare prep, primer, right? And then after that, you do your foundation, your concealer, contour, blush, powder, all of that. And then basically you do everything in reverse. So you do your skincare and your prep, that stays the same, but then you apply your contour and then your blush, then your concealer, and then you leave the foundation for last. It is such a beautiful, beautiful technique.
Well, Ariba, thank you very much for joining us and
Thanks
just
for
having a
having
chat about
me.
your life, a little bit of your TikTok life. We love it.
incredible.
Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very, very cool. Now, of course, we know TikTok is known for inspiring creativity and spreading joy, but it also has become a hub for practical solutions and real-life challenges, like we've seen with Ariba and what she is sharing as well, captivating its community with innovative and locally relevant content. Now, it's your turn to interact with that hashtag TikTok. That's how on your favorite content creators page, and commitment on TikTok to connect, engage, and learn from one another.
Hey!
Switch on the flashlight on your phone and put it inside.
TikTok, that's how. Oh, well, listen, when it comes to trends, we love to try it out and keep our fingers on the pulse and always give it a go. Now, as you heard, Ariba was in studio with Ewan, and she is Ariba Artistry, and she gave us her favorite beauty tips and tricks. And if you've missed that, let's quickly find out what her top tips are.
Hi, my name is Ariba and I'm a content creator. 3 makeup tips by me. Always prep your skin. No matter how much makeup you're going to be doing, prepping your skin is so important. Second is always set your under eye with a powder puff. It is incredible. It will set your concealer so smoothly, you're going to love it. And if you want your lips to look fuller, apply a lighter shade in the middle of your lips. It'll look amazing. And you want to know how? With TikTok. That's how.
Well, we love trying out new things. So one of the things we want to do is really create a fuller lip experience. So my lips are relatively full, but if you want to try it, you can simply just use a darker liner, and you're going to line your lips, which is a bit tricky when you talk. Line your lips as carefully as you can. We're going to blend it. I've got a nude lipstick on, and this will just give you a fuller lip. So this is great for ladies that perhaps have uneven lips, or perhaps you have, you know, your top lip is different to your bottom lip. Blend, and it looks scary now, but there's a bit of a process. You then use a nude soft lipstick, and you blend, and that creates blend, blend, blend. Give it a bit of a go. And definitely this is one of those things where practice makes perfect. But you get line, you add a bit of nude, and then you finish off with a little bit of gloss. Create that illusion of ombre lip that will give you a full effect. Definitely need to blend it a little bit, but there you go. And this is your show after all, so perhaps there's a tip or a trick that you have tried and you would love to share it with us. You can tag us on social media, and if you are not already following your Feel Good Breakfast show, you can find us on TikTok at Expresso Show, and you can tag us in your videos, you can tag us in your reels, and we would love to see the type of content that you create.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Now that our ombre lips are on fleek, we're going to take a quick break. Stick around for that. Spring is around the corner. It's the 1st of September tomorrow. I cannot believe it. And we're going to run you through, for the ladies, some epic key pieces in terms of dresses that needs to be in your cupboard. And then also we're going to focus on a very inspiring story of Innocentia Nkopane, who's upskilling kids in another round of Samsung's Do What You Can't series. Stick around for that and a whole lot more on this Thursday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my field of
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3, and spring has sprung, and Woolworths has the perfect selection of spring and summer dresses just for you. And their dress edit is made up with key pieces, which is perfect for 9 to 5 and beyond. And here to unpack some of their hottest looks of the season is Woolworths women's wear buyer Tamsin du Plessis. It is so great to have you here, and I always love it when you bring a railing of beautiful dresses along. Tamsin, let's unpack some of the trends that we can see for this season as we head into spring.
Cool. Thanks, Zoe. So this season is really all about bright colors, interest in fabric, texture, details like puff sleeves. Yeah.
So I love that the puff sleeve is making a bit of a comeback and really being incorporated into these beautiful dresses. Now, spring means warmer weather. Sometimes, you know, we still get the little shock factor of a little bit of cold. But when it comes to the material of a dress, I always feel like that can make or break your look. What are some of the things we need to keep in mind when we go dress shopping and the type of material we need to look out for?
So this season, it's really about, there's a lot of key fabrics, so cotton being one of them, which is really great for summer weather. It's cool, it's a natural fiber. And then another big one this season is linen and linen blends, which give a nice summery look, and they also give like a really cool feeling. And then another key one for the season is satin, which can be dressed up or down. Yeah, it's very versatile. It can look very formal as well as be dressed down. So those would be the key fabrics to look out for this season.
I love that. Now, let's unpack the dress edit. You brought this beautiful railing along. What are some of the items we can expect to see in store at Woolworths?
So this season, we really focused on dresses for every occasion. So as you mentioned, we've got everything from your 9 to 5 office look to your off-duty to your on the guest list. So I've got a selection of our dresses here. So some beautiful items for in the office would be just the classic little black dress, nice easy shape. Another key dress for the office, our little fit and flare. Asymmetric hems also really key for the season.
And it's super flattering.
Yeah, and then just to show you some of our dresses in the linen blends that I mentioned, great fabric for summer, and as I said, the puff sleeve is definitely one of the hottest trends for the season.
I mean, you're wearing one of the dresses that's on the railing, and it's got that beautiful puff sleeve.
And this will be in stores soon, so you can go and grab it. And then, as I mentioned, also the satin. So this is an easy shape. It's really flowy, nice and cool. We've got satin in this shape as well. So again, just like a really easy kind of chuck-on dress.
I love that. Because the satin, it is lightweight, it doesn't really crease, so it's an easy travel dress. You can fold it up really small, pack as many of those into your suitcase, and you don't have to worry about ironing your dresses, because that's something I always keep in mind when I shop for items. I'm a lazy girl when it comes to ironing. But I'm seeing some beautiful colors in the pinks also making a bit of a feature.
So pink is a big color for the season, as well as all these sort of beautiful bluey teal colors, and ochre is also a really key color for the season, as well as your one shoulder asymmetric detail. Yeah.
I love that. Well, we've got some models here, so why don't we bring our first model in that is going to be modeling the teal dress. I wore this on the show earlier, I think it was last week, and it's unbelievable. I love the puff sleeve coming through, but also the detailing around the waist.
Yes, it's super flattering. Again, like the puff sleeve, and then this is one of the key colors for the season, this beautiful turquoisey teal color. Definitely a must-have.
It is a must-have. And for someone that's a bit scared to approach bright colors, how would you encourage them to try a color that's not necessarily, you know, their go-to palette?
I think the key is just to try it on, see how it looks with your skin tone, and you'll immediately see, like, yes, this is a color for me, or no, it's not. And you'd be surprised, a lot of bright colors actually work well amongst everyone. So,
it definitely does. Oh, Well, thank you so much. Let's bring in our next model so we can see the dress edit. And I love this. I've been seeing this style coming through more and more. Talk me through this dress.
So this is also just one of our nice, easy sort of kaftan styles. Again, can be dressed up or down. This one is really beautiful because it's got the border print at the bottom, which gives it that sort of special element. Yeah, and it can, again, dressed up to go out for a dinner or chuck on at the beach after a nice day on the beach. So it's really just versatile and
we want that versatility in our wardrobe. I also love that the kaftan dress has the drawstring in the front to just cinch it in at the waist and give you some beautiful shape as you enjoy this dress. Oh, Tamsin, you brought the beautiful elements along. I still want to unpack those pinks a little bit more, and I'm hoping to wear them on the show. Let's take them out. Let's show them for the camera, because I'm drawn to the bright colors.
This is also one of our dresses that will be in soon. You can see all the beautiful embroidery detail on the sleeve, which is another key trend for the season. We've got this one also coming in soon, and a really like elaborate embroidery on the sleeve. Beautiful style. And this one is available now, so it's a really cute shape, and this is in cotton, so easy breathable fabric. Yeah.
Well, listen, if you can't go to Greece this holiday, why don't you bring Greece to you? Bring that summer and spring feel into your own wardrobe. Tamsin, thank you so much for joining us and showing us this incredible dress edit that's available at Woolworths. Now, if you're off to work or even on a guest list at a fancy event, Woolies has you covered. Now, you can shop dresses and more at Woolworths. Do so in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app.
Oh.
Ladies are the boss. My time to shine, no time to get lost. Show them how I show them how
Spring is looking good and exciting. Thank you very much, Zoe. Next up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, trials and tribulations may be part of life. We know this, but we are all living proof that anybody can overcome them. Now, we're ending off this Women's Month by joining Samsung in celebrating women that are not only dominating predominantly male industries, but also inspiring their fellow sisters to achieve their dreams.
My name is Innocentia Nkopane. I'm a technician for aircon and refrigeration. Then by moving to the side, go more Johannesburg, more deep roof goes on form. But can't make him suit. It's just that my mom is Zulu, so that is why I know more of Zulu. I found East Tech in Kempton Park. Then I apply, then bank tata for a course. My motivation is my kids, since I'm a single parent, and then my spouse passed away in 2021. And I was already in the middle of the course. So I had to take care of the kids. I have to do my homeworks and also help my kids with their homeworks. He also motivated me when he was still alive to do this. So everything that I do, I still remember that I'm doing this for this person. There were days whereby I felt like I'm losing myself, but with God and me pushing, here am I today. Umsebenzi lo unokuba nzima because of you have to go uyodila namanye ama-clients uthola ukuthi umuntu wakhona difficult, and then for thina abantu besifazane siyadeleleka, you understand, and then thola umjida mhlawumbe aqinele laphiyana ukuthi awuyazi into oyitshunayo uyabona. I-industry asikaningi uthola abantu besifazane khona because of okay mina ngingenile because bengine-passion, benginothando lokuyenza, but asikaningi uthola abantu besifazane khona. Mawusazi isibani sakho uzokhona ukukhuluma naye ukuthi I can do this, and then uyenza abone ukuthi uyakhona then ajabule. Me having a trade, I think ingiphakamisile kakhulu. I came from a non-person to who I am today. Ngoba ngisekazi manje angisipani yabona. Ngilungisa ama-fridge wabo my friend yabona emakhonini laphiyana. So banokungibiza i-fridge igcwele ice or something. So I usually go ngilungise izinto ezinjalo. From now nje ngibusy kakhulu. For us ladies, it's about ukuzi-empowera because of recently you have to uzifundisa umsebenzi wezandla more because of umsebenzi ayikho, and then if une skill You can open up a center, ushere, or you can do something for a living. And again, I'm a hard worker. And I believe in everything that I do, that I can do this. Whether I'm crying, I'll cry today, and tomorrow I wipe my tears and go for whatever that I want to do. The thing that keeps me going is because I love what I'm doing. But my bigger plan is to open a training center so that I can share the skill. I'm also a facilitator. So since I'm a facilitator and I'm a technician, if I open up my center, then that's where I'll be training these little girls and these little guys to have the skill of aircon and refrigeration. So my advice to women, they can go out, look for courses, do something instead of just sitting, so that they can empower themselves with the skill and knowledge, so that they can maybe build their own small businesses and be able to survive. No matter what, do what you can't.
We gotta love this story. There truly is no limit to what women can accomplish. And I love the fact that through this campaign, Samsung is empowering women to just step outside of that comfort zone and open a brand new box and see what you are capable of. Love it. Go out there and do what you can't.
Oh, straight on, you called it. You knew something was going to happen with this poll. Well, we have Anel and Tommy from the Jungle Book here, and they want to show us a little something fun. And we don't know if we can handle it or not. So, straight on, come and join me. Anel, Tommy, it's great to have both of you here because I believe we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration. So, Tommy, what can we expect?
So first, we're going to be doing a chair spin, which is not that hectic.
Says the person.
Chair spin.
Not a pole spin.
That is strong in his arms.
A chair spin on the pole. So it's going to look like you're sitting on a chair going around the pole.
You see, I really do feel that when it's something like this, the producers puts us in here to have either a lach at our expense or just to make you guys look good.
No, it's definitely to make them look good.
Yeah,
it's both. It's both. It's both. So the chair spin, and now are you going to show us how to do the chair spin? So Tommy, talk us through what we need to look out for.
So you're going to take your inside arm and you're going to pull, and then your bottom arm is going to push, and then you're going to bring your legs up.
Okay. Zoe?
So Anel makes it look so easy. Okay. Guys, I am the weakest individual when it comes to
Then lower
strength.
with this arm. Yes, and then you pull with your top arm and then push, and then you take a step and spin. Yay!
Okay, look at that.
Well,
yay!
Okay, is it my turn?
I'm
now?
mildly panicked, but
I don't know. Should I
did it.
I feel like I should be nervous for this. Okay, so wait, like this.
Inside arm.
So inside arm, yes, and then push and then pull.
Push and pull.
Push and pull.
It's a push-pull
take
situation.
Take a step and then lift your legs up.
Okay, wait.
Oh, he even has the toe points.
Yeah.
And a move like this should be accompanied by
well done.
a wee. You see? Thank you.
Oh, you got really into it.
I did. It was great. I can feel a bit of a stretch in the shoulder though, but it's all good. Yeah. And
we have a different one for you.
yeah, absolutely. Challenge us.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I should have said that.
What is Anel going to show us now?
Pencil? Okay, pencil.
Pencil.
Pencil spin. So you're going to pull up and then just lift your body up.
Okay.
And then keep your body straight as you spin around the pole.
Okay.
Squeeze with your elbows and pull up.
Squeeze.
So this is getting into
So
those
it's just the normal grip.
those back muscles.
And then squeeze.
Squeeze.
Jump. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Ooh, variation.
That's me not being able
Very
to pull
pretty.
myself up.
But you made it work.
You get dizzy.
You made it work. Okay, but I want to get the technique right here. Okay, so but
then you
I
have
want
to
the
pull
body
yourself
language
up.
to. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna go nice high grip.
Go higher. Pull.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Now you need to go up and down, straight on.
Thank you.
I think Ewan's done pole dancing before. I think you have.
Okay. So now I'm gonna use the word advanced.
Oh, so he's going to do that advance. So, Anel, can you show us one
That
more
was
thing
a
that Stratum is going to show us?
Quick way to get out of it. Okay.
I know my weaknesses.
No, I'm not ready, but let's do it.
I feel like you need to do something with the
Look,
leg.
if you can do it with a massive bear costume on your head, I'm sure I can manage something.
That's how I wore this, so it looks more impressive.
Oh, okay.
So on your
Oh, here we go, shoulder.
Here we go.
Okay,
Bit of
so
a
you're going to squeeze your elbows together and then pull up.
Are you going to try that?
Well, now I have to.
Okay, step one.
Okay, step one. Bicep engage.
Yeah, yeah.
Body off the ground.
This is impressive.
Okay, but I'm worried about the spin part. So if I stop spinning at any point...
I'll spin. I'll help you spin.
Okay.
So you need to turn around.
Okay, so here.
Just don't injure yourself.
Squeeze your elbows together.
Guys, my lower body's really long.
You said advanced.
I did say advanced. Okay. Okay, stomach muscles engaged. Biceps engaged. Okay, which way do I spin? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Woo!
Well done.
I can't do it. I'm wearing a dress.
Yeah, I know.
It's not ladylike.
That was, wow.
Well done.
Yeah, it's contact sport.
Oh, well, listen, you could go over to our social media handle and choose who out of Ewan and Ewan did it better. Why don't you go and vote for who was better, which is him. He deserves it for doing the advanced little tilt.
All right, we're gonna take a very quick break. Do you want to try something else?
No. You can try.
Oh,
I know
you're
you
good.
like the poll. Yeah. We'll see you in just a bit.
Yeah.
See you now.
Across women's and men's sports, the fields never look so wide open as it does this spring. And with 150,000 Rand to be won in the World Sports Betting Spring Stakes on Expresso, catch your favorite breakfast show on Spring Day, the 1st of September from 6 to 9 a.m. on S3. It's a celebration of sport with your chance to be one of 8 lucky viewers spinning the wheel for your share of 150,000 Rand. Plus, World Sports Betting account holders, your spin and win winnings will be matched with free World Sports Betting vouchers, only on Expresso.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back to it on your Thursday morning. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3. Joining us right now, Kathy Lee, founder of the Pole Project, director of the show, as well as a cast member who plays the character of Car. And she is about to do a little something for us this morning. It's wonderful to have you guys here. We're having so much fun. This truly is such a magnificent skill and of strength as well. It takes a lot of strength to do this. Chat to me quickly about how you guys went about putting the show together, because here you're taking this classic story and you're putting it on a completely different platform.
Yes, so I chose the Jungle Book tale, and this was the tale we wanted to bring to life on stage this year. And we started training 3 months ago. Most of the performers on our show are non-professional dancers.
Oh, wow.
So they've been training weekday evenings, weekends, very hard for 3 months. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I can imagine.
To produce a slick and professional production.
Oh, man, look, so far what we've seen, I mean, it looks beautiful. It's a feast for the eyes, that's for sure. You're going to, guys, do something for us right now.
I am. So this is actually not my routine on stage tomorrow and Saturday night. For the show, I'm actually on this aerial spiral. It's this massive, it looks like a twister pole.
Oh, okay.
A pole that twists. Obviously, we can't rig in the studio here, so I'm showcasing a section of my routine, but modified to on the pole.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see it. All right, take it away, Kathy.
Thank you.
Oh, you poor, sweet thing. You want to stay in the jungle? You can be with me if you want. I'll keep you close. Let go of your fear now. Trust in me.
Come on. Definitely, Kathy, just embodying that character of Car, that hypnotic elements is definitely going to get the entire crowd hypnotized. Make sure you look out for this performance. We do have another performance on your Feel Good Breakfast Show in just a little bit. Stick around for that right now, though. Let's catch up with the news one last time.
Thank you, Ewan. It's a minute after 8. Let's take a final look at your headlines. The High Court in Pretoria yesterday heard damning revelations about the link between the bullet projectile at the Senzo Mayiwa crime scene and the firearm that was found in accused 3 Mtobisi Nkube's room in 2015. A seasoned ballistics expert told the court his tests had revealed that the projectile found on the scene was fired from the same firearm confiscated from the accused's room in 2015 together with a box of ammunition. Lieutenant Colonel Christian Mangena also said the bullets in the blue box were similar to the projectile found at the scene. And staying with local news, the city of Tshwane municipality says it's improbable that a deal can be negotiated with the SA Municipal Workers Union SAMWU because its position on no wage increase is unlikely to change. For the past 4 weeks, Tshwane's municipal workers affiliated to SAMWU have downed tools demanding a 5.4% salary increase that was agreed upon in a collective bargaining agreement. However, the cash-strapped capital city has filed for an exemption that the agreement, arguing it cannot afford the increase. And moving to news abroad, the European Union is moving ahead with legal groundwork to impose sanctions on members of a military junta that seized power in Niger last month, EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said yesterday. In deciding on sanctions, the EU will aim to mirror any measures taken by the West African regional body, ECOWAS, Borrell said. We will follow trying to implement the same kinds of sanctions that they have already decided on, Borrell told reporters after a meeting of EU defense ministers in Toledo, Spain. And Hurricane Idalia has hit Florida in the US and is now crossing into Georgia, bringing powerful winds and potentially life-threatening conditions. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the eye of the storm has now left Florida and some 250,000 people are without power. He said thus far there were no officially confirmed deaths. Some areas of the state have been flooded, with water inundating towns and rendering major roads impossible. And a Kenyan elephant conservationist and research scientist walking across 4 African countries to raise awareness of the plight of the giant mammals. Jim Nyamu began the long walk in Nairobi and has reached Uganda, from where he'll press on to Rwanda and finally the Democratic Republic of Congo before returning to Kenya. A walk of 130 days and some 3,600 kilometers. Nyamu said on Sunday his East and Central Africa campaign walk is guided by the mission of saving the African elephants whose survival is severely threatened. He's the founder of the Elephant Neighbors Center, an organization that works with local communities to solve human conflict. Well, that's where I leave you. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's quickly run you through one last take of your sports on your Thursday morning. Starting off with cricket news, Australia handed the Proteas a historic loss in T20 internationals, dominating with a resounding 111-run victory at Kingsmead. Now, Mitchell Marsh emerged as the standout performer for the visitors, showcasing a splendid 92 runs, contributing to a formidable total of 226 for 6. Now, the Proteas' response was lackluster, despite Reza Hendricks's commendable 56 or 43 balls. Now, the upcoming second T20 international is scheduled for Friday the 1st, that's tomorrow at 6 p.m, offering the Proteas a chance for redemption. Then sticking to cricket news, in a historic accomplishment for women's cricket, the England and Wales Cricket Board has introduced pay equality for both men's and women's teams. Effective immediately, the change will first be evident during the upcoming T20 series against Sri Lanka. Now, this historic move follows the Women's Ashes series, which garnered unprecedented attendance. The decision gains backing from the Independent Commission for Equity in Cricket, marking a substantial stride towards gender equity in sport. Then over to football, Mamelodi Sundowns secured their 6th consecutive victory in the new PSL by triumphing 2-0 against Polokwane City at the Peter Mokaba Stadium last night. Lucas Ribeiro Costa was the star of the match, netting both goals for the Brazilians. Now, this feat extends their remarkable club record for the best start in a league campaign to 6 matches, a mere 2 short of the record of 8 held by Kaizer Chiefs during the 2014-2015 season. Now, the win also propels them to an 8-point lead atop the table, though they've played an extra game, though. Notably, the Tshwane team is just 1 match away from matching Chiefs' 31-game unbeaten streak from 2005. Now, their last defeat in the Premiership occurred almost a year ago at the hands of local rivals SuperSport United on September the 2nd, and that was in 2022. Then we end up with tennis news and a remarkable display of skill. Young American talent Coco Gauff advanced to the 3rd round of the US Open. Now, Gauff secured victory by defeating Russian player Mira Andreeva with a decisive score of 6-3, 6-2. As the 6th seed, Gauff now has emerged as a strong contender for the championship, bolstered by recent triumphs in both Washington and Cincinnati. Her upcoming challenge lies in a match against Belgium's Elise Mertens on Friday. And that is a wrap for your sport for this Thursday. Right now, let's quickly take one last look at the roads. Hopefully, it's not too busy.
We start with traffic in Diepkloof, Johannesburg. There's been an accident on the N12 eastbound before Xavier Street. 3 lanes are closed and traffic is slow moving. And in Mfuleni, Cape Town, there's been an accident on Spine Road. It's on the bridge above the N2. There has been 1 lane that's closed, no delays being reported. That's your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. Now, you know the expression once in a blue moon? Well, that's applicable right now as the largest and brightest super blue moon of the year, a rare celestial event, will be visible until tomorrow morning. The next moon of its kind won't be seen before January 2037, and the last one was in 2009. A blue moon happens when the pattern of days in a year means there are 13 full moons instead of the usual 12. This blue moon is also known as a supermoon and will appear larger and brighter than usual. But anyone hoping to see the moon tinged the color blue will be disappointed. The name of the moon has nothing to do with color, but instead is so called because it does not fall in the usual scheme of named moons, hence the saying once in a blue moon. On that note, let's get into your temperatures, starting off in Polokwane. A low of 10 and a high of 24 can be expected. Mpumalanga 13.28, Pretoria 10.25, Johannesburg 9 with a high of 23. A sunny day in Mahikeng, 11 your low, 27 your high. Klerksdorp 10 reaching a high of 27, Kimberley 12.28, Bloemfontein sunny, a low of 8 with a high of 25. Richards Bay 17.28, Pietermaritzburg 11.31. If you're in Durban, 18's your low, 26 your high. Mthatha 11.31, East London 14 with a high of 31. Moving to Cradock, a low of 8 with a high of 34 today. Gqeberha 12.23, George 9 reaching a high of 17. Cape Town rainy conditions with a low of 7, a high of 15. Worcester 4.18, Sutherland 1.18, and if you're in Uppington, a low of 7 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius can be expected for. Well, those are your temperatures. Let's take a final look at your sunrise views. Starting off in Springbok, Marvin captured this photo. Look at the sky full of clouds. Geraldine and Glen Ken captured this photo of the sun rising over the ocean. Look at those pink hues in the sky. Then moving to Blue Hills, where Louise shared this of her friend, and look at that incredible tree. And Amanda in False Bay shared a very special good morning photo with us, and look at that sunrise in the distance. Well, we love seeing those sunrise views, so continue to share them with us. Our number is 063 408 8863.
All right, thank you very much, Zoe. That is it for your news headlines, sport and traffic, and also weather. We're going to take a very quick break, and then the man is back. Yes, he's here. He means business this morning, that is for sure.
You're allowed to say that you see a difference.
Look, man, I almost didn't recognize you this morning, but I mean, the man looks good. Can we just give it to him? JP Sebastian is here.
We're brothers. We're happy, and we're
here we go. Brady Bunch for sure. Oh, goodness me. You know what? I'm going with a feeling here. But listen, the Equalizer 3, that is what we're talking about. JP is
Denzel
super
Washington.
excited about it. Exactly. Look, and I can't wait to hear your take on it. And then Firewall Ultra with Grant Hines. We're going to be chatting about this game using VR2 Sense technology. I have no idea what I just said, but hopefully Grant will
I think it's an underarm or something.
Yeah, something like that. Stick around. Lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause, because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While Box are battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with Rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel.
It's time to talk movies with a man that has had many hairstyles, including... What is this today?
This is like a semi-afro, I suppose.
Semi-afro. Is that the look you're going for?
Bro, it does what it wants, Zoe. This is a hostage situation.
Did you not put conditioner in?
No, this is JP's hair. Like, this is, it's in my dompas.
I love that. No, don't say that. But I love that you've got volume and you are embracing it. We're talking movies, and this is a review of the movie The Equalizer 3.
Yes.
Question number one, whenever there's sequels, do you have to watch 1 and 2 to be able to see 3? And will it make sense if I see 3 without 1 and 2?
The same wheelhouse, I suppose, as the stuff that we've seen. Like Liam Neeson in Taken. We're on, what, Taken 17 now? I'm really not sure.
You can watch it as it is.
You really can, because the structure is such that, like, it's lambs to the slaughter. The bad guys are just lambs to the slaughter. But tell you what, we're going to hear more from the people themselves talk about this. Here's a little bit of a primer on the first two, in case you felt like you needed to see those, from the man himself, Denzel Washington, for the Equalizer 3.
When's the next Equalizer? I'm like, why do you guys like that movie so much? Those people you took the money from, maybe you should give it back.
Well, why would we do that?
He says, because you get the guys we want to get.
But hard for more than the beating.
And the first one, McCall, just wants to live a simple life.
Hey, we better know what you did before you got here.
I was a pip. You know, like Gladys Knight in the Pips?
Oh.
He's a reluctant destroyer.
I promised I would never go back to being that person. But when somebody does something unspeakable, give me that ring.
It's okay, Jenny.
They do something about it.
He's helping the innocent.
My ring.
He's helping those that can't help themselves.
I'm here about a girl. It's a personal violence. Up close.
Who are you, Jackie Chan?
In the beginning of Equalizer 2, Robert McCall is trying to find his humanity within other people.
Thought you were retired.
Oh, I am. Just like your dad.
The difference is it's much more personal.
They killed my friend. It's a mistake to go to war with him.
They're going to war with me.
Oh, listen, a lot of action.
Yes.
Equalizer 3, you would
Yes.
think the man would be dead by now, but no, he's still alive.
No. And that's actually such an interesting aspect, is like something that I noticed that Antoine Fuqua does as a director. A guy who previously did Training Day. That's definitely, you know, on the radar for a lot of people when you say the name Denzel Washington with Ethan Hawke, etc., is that and maybe you guys will appreciate this as fans of the Equalizer 1 and 2 out there, is that very little times in these fight scenes is he shown. It's you know, the camera's not the perspective of him as a fighter. Like John Wick, you can see the full body of Keanu Reeves. But Denzel Washington, because he carries it so well, is almost just this pervading spirit of menace throughout. Similar to No Country for Old Men. And I think Fuqua does that well in number 3 as well. You don't feel cheated that, oh my goodness, why am I not seeing Denzel in the scene? But because he lifts the entire atmosphere of the entire thing, that he is threaded throughout, woven throughout the menace of the thing. Anyway, that's a really weird, poetic way of saying the action scenes, don't worry, they're good.
Oh,
They
the
serve
action
purpose.
seems good.
You know, the problem, I suppose, with number 3 is that don't expect necessarily a roller coaster. There may be 3 scenes where it's like, these are guaranteed, these are the roller coasters, these are the twists and turns, etc., etc. Then a lot of it is also what they appreciated from the previous movies, is that they also want to show a lot of him just having a normal life. Because he's a bit of a grey man. And when I say that, I mean, like, he's a past that we're not aware of. He has some background in the CIA, etc., etc. But what also I appreciate about these series, and I keep saying these series because why did no one tell me about the Equalizer? I was a bit of a snob. I was like, you know, because Taken, like I said, there's a million of these already, and a lot of them feel like a vending machine, one after the other, etc. But Denzel Washington elevates anything he's in. And while the first one was a bit of a mess, and similarly here, there's this weird gear change from 2nd to 4th, and you're like, wait, there's a whole emotional dip that it feels like it's missing. That's not the end of the world, though, necessarily. Denzel Washington comes to save the day. You give him any script. You could give him, like, the dictionary, and you'd be like, let's make Shakespeare out of this. You could give him a phone book, and I'd watch that for, like, the 5 hours that movie would be. In fact, just in this movie, like, I could watch Denzel Washington fold a serviette for 7 hours.
Oh, wow.
I'd start sweating by hour 6. I'd die by 7. But no, he's such, man... He's
a brilliant actor.
I don't need to tell you guys this. You know this. But, like, sometimes it just hits you. Like, when you remember, good grief, like, that movie or this movie. And we'll go into some of the old movies he did before. JP needs to talk, though, about Equalizer 3. And so what you've got to know is that he's still on this mission where now he's just taking side jobs, where the first one started with him helping Chloe Grace Moretz. Now he's helping whoever he can. And he takes out a whole mafia family in Sicily. And that leads him down the rabbit hole of other families wanting revenge, etc., etc. Him being rescued into a small, cozy little town where he almost becomes this almost quixotic giant, like a knight who's in his old age, where he's the protector of this town. But now him being there is also a threat to the townspeople who he's grown to love. This doctor who cared for him, nurtured him after he got shot in one of these fights. And so he is the gatekeeper and the make or break for whether this town continues now that there's another family falling on him. You know, is he the reason for their demise? Do they find their demise? You'll find out when it comes out. When are we? We're Thursday. It comes out tomorrow.
Thursday.
Here's another clip from the Equalizer 3, a bit of another featurette of the people themselves talking about the movie that they love so much.
Equalizer 3 is very different than the first 2 films. Because of these people, I'm beginning to understand real peace
It made sense for McCall to find a home here in Italy.
I like this place. You can't take that from me.
But the mafia,
I can take anything I want.
this is your home. That's a big threat.
Whatever it is you and your friends do it somewhere else. You warning me? I'm preparing.
Helping those who can't help themselves. Handing out justice his way. He's going through an internal battle.
You seem like a man who understands violence.
Has he gone too far?
Police found multiple dead bodies on that farm in Sicily. Did you kill him?
Do I look like a killer?
Are those one of the Fanning sisters?
Yes, that's a good point. Thank
Elle
you.
Fanning or Dakota?
Now you remember, maybe you remember the movie Man on Fire, of course, but then, no, it wasn't in your wheelhouse. That's okay, Zoe. You're going to watch Man on Fire. It's a Joel. And so that is a reunion, in fact, because that's where she started as a Clancy in that. And everyone was like, wow, this is a remarkable little actress, and now she stands up against Denzel Washington. So there is a sweet little reunion. Fortunately, they don't ham it up too much. But my favorite thing about this entire movie is just that, like, you know, he gets given a script, and the script is good enough. But he has the sense as an actor to go, no, that line is too much. That's a bit too cheesy. So you can hear him working with his own movie organically. He's really a masterclass in acting, and he elevates something that could have been like, meh, if you put the wrong actor in it, up to a score of 7 out of 10 from JP Sebastian.
That is very generous, and JP's
For
will
a third one, yeah.
I know.
Like, usually JP's, nah.
Oh, well,
guys,
listen.
out tomorrow.
It's out tomorrow. Like, listen,
professional.
lots to look forward to. JP's hair's getting bigger. Spring is arriving tomorrow, 1st of September. The Equalizer 3 is launching in the cinemas, so, you know, things are looking big and positive.
You know, I was also here, right? My eyes are down here, Zoe Brown.
You know what? I love it. I love you embracing it. I just need to get you a good conditioner. Okay. Well, that's JP Sebastian.
Spring has sprung for JP, that's for sure. All right, well, right now we are back with our tech expert, Mr. Grant Hines, getting our minds into some virtual reality gaming. It's been interesting to watch him do his thing right now. We're talking about Firewall Ultra, a game that many have grown to love. It is back now with PlayStation VR2 Sense technology. Grant, are you doing all right there, my buddy?
I am. I cannot see anything but the game in front of me, but I can hear you and I know you're there.
Okay, that's good. Follow the sound of my voice.
I can see my hand is out here.
This is fascinating, man. We've seen Grant busy setting up, and he's been doing all kinds of spins and you know, pointing of a gun and walking around. It's fascinating to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
But tell me about this game first and foremost, man, because I mean it's such a big game. Just take us back to the roots for those who's not really familiar with it.
I'm actually going to quickly take this off. Oh wow, the real world.
Okay. Well done.
So Firewall Ultra is actually a multiplayer game where you can play 4v4. There are a couple of different game modes. The 4v4 is the one where you, instead of defusing a bomb, you've got to hack a laptop, which is like would traditionally be like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty. And then the next mode is like you and a couple of friends could go up against some artificial intelligence, which is called the PvE mode, which is, I think, the one that a lot of people, especially in South Africa, are going to have the most fun, because you've got to find servers with people that are playing the game, and I think that's the biggest problem. But the technology is really interesting. We've seen a lot of virtual reality games where you can use controllers and visors to play, but PlayStation have done something very interesting where it's got eye tracking. I actually just want to show you. Okay. It knows where you're looking. Wow. So you can see the screen behind me. I'm busy playing like this. So if I bring up a menu like this is be a weapon wheel, that's what it's called, where I'm actually just looking at those weapons. Can you see?
Oh wow.
And I'm not even doing and it just knows. So I select a weapon and check this out. So this is a red dot sight on a gun. And if it knows if my left eye is closed, so now I
lean over.
So as I close my left eye, my right eye is keeping the holodot sight, the red, like in way. Can you see?
My goodness. Yeah, no, for sure.
So it's very cool. I think I put this gun in safety mode. It's not firing anymore. But like, and same with one of these. So. Yeah, it's very clever. But you can see even my hands, when I move, my hands, it's the cameras on the lens, because there's cameras on the front of this thing, know what my hands are doing and are emulating it, which is wild.
It's instant.
Yeah.
Which I love. There's almost like no delay between your movement and what we see on screen.
Yeah, which is wild. So it does minimize a lot of the motion sickness. I get very motion sickness or motion sick playing these games.
Right, so yeah.
Okay, oops.
Yeah, careful.
Gotta be careful. So let me, why is it not letting me fire when I've done something to this gun. Look, I'm not a weapons expert, so like I'm sure weapons experts will be able to do it. But it creates a whole new level of realism. So
but this is
I'm actually going to walk forward a bit here. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. So here's a wall, right? If I lean, can you see what's happening on the screen?
Yeah.
So like you could be playing a game and I could be leaning behind a wall and somebody firing.
So you could literally hide behind objects.
Yeah, and then like fire back at the players that are playing a bit. So I mean I would show you like a normal gunfight, but I just to show you how impressive it is. It's just to see action on screen is not going to help you, but to see it act like how I move. I can even duck down and look underneath the table and then get back up again and be able to carry on engaging.
Look, this brings a whole new level of immersiveness to this particular game as well, which I think is quite exciting. And thank goodness my boy is at school at the moment, because I will never hear the end of it if he sees that Grant has the best job in the entire world. What do you make of this, my friend? What do you think of this particular addition to this game?
Look, I think it's very cool. I think what they've done here is a technological marvel, and they're using a lot of the technology from the new PlayStation controller. Oh, my controller's disconnected. Yeah. For instance, it's using the Unreal Engine 5, so everything looks spectacular. You were graphics earlier. Yeah. That's why they're so good and realistic. And then using the eye tracking, such a game changer. The problems that the game has that not many people are playing. Because you've got to find people that have a PlayStation 5, they've got to have a headset, they've got to be on the same servers. But if you've got a couple of friends that want to play and you want to play against the computer and have these like really cool, relatively realistic gunfights with your friends instead of just like a Counter-Strike or Call of Duty experience, this is probably the closest way you're going to be able to get to that.
Jeez, you know what? It's just mind-blowing to me to see how VR has evolved up until the point where we are now. Because I know that it came out with a bang. There was a bit of a lag with it. It didn't really take off, and all of a sudden we see technology like this, particularly with things like eye tracking and the cameras in the front of this device, which just makes I think the playing field so much more exciting.
Yeah, I'm trying to fire this weapon. I don't know what I did. You made me put the safety on.
I didn't make you do anything.
I think it's just me being responsible.
Yeah. All right, bud, so there we go.
Oh, there we go. I was across the line, so there we go. There's the...
you see now.
Can
Look
you
how
see?
you're leaning, like...
Yeah.
I mean, everything just moves with you.
I'm skew. There we go.
Zoe commenting from the sidelines there. Listen, buddy, this looks fantastic. I love the fact that the VR is so... It's real. It's borderline realism here. What's your final thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think it's very cool. I think if you've got one, this is the best kind of shooter you're going to get if you've got a PlayStation VR. And if you've at a friend's house or you see it in the shops on display, jump in and play it for yourself and have some fun.
All right. Well, everyone at home watching right now, if you are jealous of Grant Hines, raise your hand, because this is epic, my friend. Thank you very much. Firewall Ultra. If you have it, if you are playing VR, if you have the VR2 Sense from PlayStation, we would love to know your thoughts as well. Connect with us. Grant, you continue doing what you do best. Let's find out.
Thank you, gentlemen. JP, big video game fan, or do you prefer the movies?
Big time. I'm actually a video game nerd.
Oh, well, listen.
City boulders and stuff like that. Sorry.
We are going to take a quick break. When we get back, JP Sebastian's here to unpack some of those Denzel Washington movies you might have missed. And then we also have an awesome hamper for the movie that came out 3 weeks ago, Ninja Turtles. You can win a really cool hamper. We'll give you more details after the break.
That looked like
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. You are just in time as we're about to unpack some movies with JP Sebastian. And these are not just any movies, these are Denzel Washington movies that you may have missed.
There you go. Yeah, that's the entire premise, basically. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you've got a list of movies that, you know, I think a lot of people might have forgotten about it or missed.
There you go. That's the thing. It's like if you say Denzel Washington, first thing people maybe think, like I said earlier, Training Day. Maybe if you're lucky, you've seen Malcolm X, like I've seen a ton of times. But there's some others. What I purposely did here is I looked at his highest earners worldwide through history and took everything that was below the top 20. So these will still be very well known to a lot of you, but these are just some of my personal favorites, just to show the man's dynamism, his versatility, in the same way we did for Liam Neeson last week, that he's not just one type of character. We knew that already, but this is just a friendly reminder.
Okay. So let's unpack the first one, Cry Freedom, that was released in 1987.
Yeah, which for obvious reasons had to all be filmed in Zimbabwe instead of in apartheid South Africa, because it was about, and people might not know this, we know, you know, whether Idris played Mandela at one point, Morgan Freeman as well, Danny Glover, but Denzel Washington played Steve Biko. I don't know if you know, anyone sort of remembers this, and he does it really, really well. Biko's an interesting, obviously, towering intellectual that he was, just a sickeningly intelligent man who a lot of people, maybe if they're watching political movies, they want to see fire and brimstone, you know, the charging speech and all that. But Biko was a soft-spoken, cards against his chest type of guy, and Denzel Washington delivers that pitch perfectly. Kevin Kline was the newspaper editor Donald Woods, who in real life made good friends with Steve Biko. And what I was really appreciative about this movie is that even for 1987, you think a lot of these movies and a lot of these apartheid movies were, unfortunately, even if it is progressive, through the lens of a white viewer. It had to be, you know, the white person's the main person, and then on the side is we see the story of apartheid. And it's great that those stories came out, but we have to center blackness. And Biko was fervently against white liberalism as this watered-down answer to apartheid. And so the movie really doesn't just treat him like a talisman of, oh, how he's going to bring Donald Woods' mind to enlightenment, but also focuses a lot on the story of black consciousness. Very important movie, worth watching. Obviously, very important story. You got to know Steve Biko. But yeah, do yourself a favor and see Denzel Washington play one of our greatest minds.
Cry Freedom. Let's move over to Mo Better Blues, that was released in 1990.
Yeah, and I just mentioned Malcolm X.
You did.
Directed by Spike Lee. And so this was also directed by Spike Lee. They've got a great lineage together, and we'll get into a bit more later. Mo Better Blues is... And again, like I said, you know, people want to see maybe whether they see a political movie and they want to hear speeches and large, grandiose things. And with, say, jazz artists and musical geniuses, you want to hear oh, how they were tortured, how they got into drugs. And yes, this movie has that, but it was so sort of humanizing in that it is also comical. It's hilarious at times. And the chemistry between Denzel Washington and Wesley Snipes is unsurpassed. Another name that we overlook, Wesley Snipes is not just Blade, people. He's such a diverse actor. And here, they serve shade to each other constantly, and at the same time, there are the more serious stories about drug use, unfortunate decisions that would lead to family falling apart, friendship and loyalty, cause and effect, all these other themes. And I'm just stealing from Wikipedia, but I have seen this, I promise. But Spike Lee and Denzel Washington do a great year, not to just do that cliche sort of, oh, torture genius, ooh-woo, which is great in some places, Amadeus or whatever else. But, man, do yourself a favor and see Mo Better Blues. I sometimes still just listen to this original song, this was by Terrence Blanchard, and I think Branford Marsalis who did this song. It's a beautiful song, and you should go listen to it. Denzel wasn't playing it, but he learned all of those notes perfectly and basically could.
That's incredible.
So he's trumpet after this movie.
Awesome. Well, listen, you were talking about the great connection that Denzel and Spike Lee have. The next one's also a Spike Lee film. This one is He Got Game,
That's
1998.
Right. And again, some of you have seen these movies. Hey, there's JP's hair, the reason for this morning, actually.
Yes.
So,
that's the inspo.
Really, it was, I think, like subconsciously. He Got Game stars real-life Ray Allen, who was an NBA star, I think. I don't follow basketball as closely as I should, but Spike Lee and him were just amazing together, and he's... now, Denzel, obviously, we like to see him as a hero, as a shining golden man or whatever, but here he plays a scoundrel who's a victim, I suppose, of his own circumstance, and that's nice to see sometimes. It's like when you see, say, Tom Cruise doing Edge of Tomorrow, and he's a scoundrel who has to find redemption and salvation and whatever. So He Got Game is really like quite a beautiful story about this difficult position that this father's in because he's in prison. And he's told by the state governor, get your son, who's like a rising star, to come play in our state, for our state basketball team, and you will actually get time off prison, which is really perverse. Not a true story necessarily, but these things do happen. And so he has this tension of, I was his distant father. I possibly killed his mother. You'll find out that this is the strong tension between these two characters in this movie. And am I just doing this to save my butt? Or do I see that there's a beautiful future in my son actually going to university and not falling trap and prey to the sort of like the trappings of fame, which Spike Lee and him are always concerned about, whether Mo Better Blues, whether He Got Game, whether Malcolm X, etc., etc. All excellent movies.
Listen, all exciting. I mean, 1998, big year for Denzel Washington. He also brought out the movie Fallen.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm eating into my time here, but maybe I'll just give you 2 quick recommendations. In Fallen, if you needed to see Denzel Washington do horror movies, it's really, I mean, it's a bit of a small one, but what a cast. Donald Sutherland, you've got John Goodman, you've got James Gandolfini, rest in peace, and it's just such a great cast to a great horror. This is tiny, sort of small morsel, bite-sized kind of thing. Aside from that, I'd also highly recommend Manchurian Candidate, which, have you ever seen a political movie be made political horror? This movie was so important that when it aired on one of the famous TV channels, they cut carte blanche to just show a 2-hour documentary about the importance of this movie at the time of the Iraq War. Incredible cast: Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Dean Stockwell, etc., etc. Do watch all of those movies, 5 of them.
Oh, well, there we go. Those are just a few that JP Sebastian brought to your table. But you know, when it comes to movies, this man is full of knowledge and information and interesting little tidbits.
And harder.
Nara. Listen, thank you very much, JP. And as you've heard, so some baddies are really about to be put through Denzel. But don't forget about those heroes in a half shell. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. It parties on in cinemas everywhere for a 3rd week. And a ton of us are all in love all over again with Master Splinter's Critters, including JP, who gave Mayhem a radical 9 out of 10. So we are in on the party and here to turtle power your day with a giveaway. This is epic. 3 lucky winners stand the chance to win a truly tubular, is that the right word? A notably bodacious, a Mondo Magnificent Ninja Turtles hamper, including a journal, a sticker sheet, a collapsible pizza container, and a metal lunchbox, as well as a thermos and a Ninja Turtles skateboard, all worth 2,000 Rand. So all you need to do is just find that TMNT Mutant Mayhem competition post on Expresso social media and describe to us the kind of turtle that you would be as the 5th edition to the Turtles family. I can't wait to see some of your entries. Be sure to also include that hashtag Mutant Mayhem. This competition will close next Monday, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Cowabunga, my dudes.
Oh, well, listen, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we have another performance from the Jungle Book, as well as a delicious recipe. We're going to be making a cheesy mushroom pup bake. Ooh, that sounds interesting for breakfast. Well, that is still on its way.
It's my feel-good.
Welcome back. You are just in time for another round of a bit of a reality check in a game that we like to call Guess the Price. Now today we are shopping for toiletries, which can be very expensive. Now let's see who knows their prices. We have our very own Ewan Stradom up against Grant Hines, and let's see who knows their prices best. Gents, are you ready for this?
Yeah, thank goodness it's not a tech segment, otherwise I'll lose for sure.
You never know. We'll figure out between the two of
toiletries
you.
are actually quite hard because they can fluctuate depending on the store you go to quite a lot.
So let's start off with some Colgate regular toothpaste. What do you think the price point for this is?
How many grams?
Just the normal tube, the normal tube, the standard tube.
Okay, ding ding ding, 17 rand.
I'll go with 21 bucks.
I'll go with 27. I'm playing along. Let's see what the price is.
Oh!
26! Woohoo! I promise there are no answers.
How many mils and where you buy it from.
No, don't come get here like, no, this now.
Okay, let's move over to some Dove soap, a 2-pack.
A 2-pack.
I haven't bought soap in a while. I always buy shower gel.
I will say 18 rand.
18 rand. Grant Hines?
I'd say probably quite close. I got to do a different number, right? I'd say 20. No, yeah, okay, I'll say 18 as well.
I personally think closer to 30 bucks. I think it's 29 round about there. Let's see.
A 2-pack.
A 2-pack of 2 pieces of soap. 40 bucks. 40 bucks.
But,
Okay,
again.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Let's move over to the 500 ml. This is the big bottle of Nivea Soft Creme Shower Gel. So this is the one I use, so I know the price.
So you can't comment. 45.
Yeah, I would say about 55.
79.
What?
Let's take a look at the price.
Guys, in what world are we living nowadays?
But these are products, these are products
like I don't normally go shop for these. So.
Yeah, okay, that's a good price, but normally
also,
79.
I think maybe men's stuff might be a bit cheaper in this category.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know my wife.
It's not fair, because men already use less, so...
You know, it's the same stuff, right? Like,
no, guys, my wife is sitting like this right now. She's like, are you embarrassing me?
Some Dove Original Roll-On.
I would go...
I'm saying 39.
No, I'll go 25.
I'll go 45, let's see.
What?
No.
Ah!
Closest.
You are.
So,
well done.
All right, well done. Well done. So you lead.
What do I win?
No, you win honours for getting the price right. So Dettol Hygiene Hand Wash, 200 millilitres. How much do you think that is?
This is probably about 54 rand.
I'm going to go 49.
I'm going 45.
Let's see. 42. Well done. You are close.
I'm failing so badly.
Oh, this one, guys, this is always a tough one. Baby Soft 2-ply toilet paper.
Okay, this also depends on the
expensive.
specials.
I know. I only buy it in specials. This is the 18-pack, the big pack. So I only buy this when it's on specials. So I think it's solo price. What do you think?
I would go 1,800 and. Yeah. Why are you laughing? I'm laughing here.
I'm going to go 145.
I would go 155.
Yeah, I also think about 150. Let's see what the price is.
It's usually about 5 rand a roll.
Shop for those specials, people.
Listen,
that's a lot.
Look out for the specials. Let's quickly move over. I feel like this is something you guys should figure out.
Yeah.
The Gillette Pro Blade Power Razor Blades for men. It's a 4-pack.
An extortion.
The blades only.
The blades only for a 5-pack.
Wasty always complains about how expensive
the blades are the expensive part.
I will go
the cheap part.
260 bucks.
No, dude, it's a 4-pack.
Exactly.
It's a 4-pack.
Well, I don't buy razors.
I think 300.
Does it look like
360?
I'll say 300. Let's see who's closest.
Yeah, it's 4-pack.
499.
No, hundreds.
I can buy a new cell phone. Who needs to shave?
You see, there's a reason why I have stubble. Yeah.
Wow.
That's shocking.
I have an electric razor for this reason.
That is shocking.
You can just buy new razors. There are cheaper ones.
Exactly.
Okay, well, listen, if you are struggling to afford razor blades and toilet paper like we are, then perhaps it's time to switch to the Nedbank My Goals account. You'll get cash back on every single item you buy, no matter where you shop, and there's no need to wait for in-store promos or deals. And to find out more about the qualifying retailers and how you can sign up, you can visit the Nedbank Money app, and good luck out there. We all need that.
Check this. The Smuggles Plus account gives you cash back on groceries and 25 cents back per litre at BP. That's lit.
Lit.
In 2023.
I don't know how I feel about that last segment. I mean, I've got mouths to feed, and, you know, looking at the prices of things, that's incredible.
You know what? I think looking at the prices also gives you a bit of a reality check, not to be wasteful.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't know if I can downgrade to one ply toilet paper. I'm sorry.
But remember, 2 plies heavier. Anyways, as the flames of the braai roar and the cheers of rugby resound, the joy of grilling meets the passion in the pitch. So today we are showing you how to make the perfect side for your weekend braai. Because come on, your braai is just elevated if you have the perfect side. A cheesy mushroom pop bake, of terwyl a lekker pap tart. So this is what we're going to be making this morning. A pap tart, yes. So first and foremost, we're going to start with our pap, okay? Do you know how to make pap?
No, I don't, but...
You know, I grew up, my dad, every morning. That's
hot water.
That is very hot water.
You want hot water,
okay,
right?
so in fact, I actually do need a whisk.
Okay, I'll get a whisk for you. I'm good at finding...
Yo, calm down. It is baie warm.
Hot water.
Just give it a sec. Yeah. All right.
That's
so what we want to do is we want smooth. So you want to make sure that you kind of just mix it nice, slow and even. Pour everything at once.
And now calm down.
There we go. Oh, that was tense. That was tense. There we go.
So, would you eat the pap with your braai vleis, or would you actually eat it for breakfast?
You see, what's nice is if you make the pap tart, to have it for breakfast.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So this is now my time to confess. I never grew up eating pap. So I think when I was in university, got invited to friends' home for a braai, and they served pap and wors, and it was completely new for me.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Really?
I've seen it. I've just never been exposed to it.
So were you a cereal Macy?
Yeah, I just didn't. I think it was a texture thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways,
don't worry. So
we have butter, some corn goes in there. All right. So you want a nice smooth consistency. You also don't want it too thick. So if it turns out a little bit too thick, you can always add a little bit of water to the process.
Okay.
All right. So now low heat, and you just want to cook this down a little bit. Okay. And then some cheese we can also put in there.
And we are using our Gouda
Some
cream
Gouda.
cheese.
Yeah. So just half of this.
That's a lot of cheese.
Because this is the magic of pap tart, and this is going to be just adding that extra layer of flavor. Oh, and you can see that cheese starting to melt. Look at that. Can you? It's becoming stringy. You want to cook that, but also remember, if you make pap like this, especially, you know, like your actual pap mealie meal, you want to make sure that it cooks through, and you want to make sure that it's really ready before you actually consume it, because dan kan jy maagpyn kry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done. We can just turn that off for a second, because we have a finished made product here already. But now we want to do the filling.
The topping.
The topping and beautiful, yes. So here we have a little bit of bacon, all right? And I'm going to use the Clover Olive Pride olive oil.
And the nice thing is, especially if you're using bacon that's got a bit of fat to it, you don't need a lot of olive oil. But obviously, if you're going for the leaner cuts, you need a little bit of oil just to coat it.
That's it. And also, I mean, this olive oil gives a nice little flavor as well. So once again,
adding our bacon bits.
Lovely
and I can
stuff.
pass all the ingredients to you.
Yes. Now, the thing is that, I mean, what's nice about it is, you know, you can get creative with this. And if you're not keen on using the bacon, you can also use like chicken, like shredded chicken. Some garlic salt.
I love garlic. Garlic powder, best thing invented.
That's it.
Some fresh
mixed herbs.
And you want to add some salt and pepper.
That's it. And I'm someone gonna. I love that everything is prepped beforehand. Thank you very much.
I know this is my kind of cooking. I try to recreate this at home, and then like the whole dishwasher is full for making
and
one
some
dish.
Pepper. And then I'm just going to give this a quick little stir, and you're going to down like we say we have finished product there.
Okay.
All right.
Now that we have our finished mushrooms and bacon, you can also add some onions to this. I'm assuming if you want to. So are we going to add our pop first?
Into our little oven, beautiful little tray there.
That's already been sprayed
You can see,
for
yes.
us.
Oh, lovely stuff. There we go. Careful, don't burn yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, get them. All right, we're just going to flatten this out a little bit.
Ooh.
And then we're going to start. And here we have our little mix of our bacon. We're going to spread that
So you don't have to mix it in. You can just kind of leave the
Yeah, you wanna
toppings.
leave it on top.
Use it as toppings.
That's it.
And then do we finish that off with some cheese?
Oh, absolutely. And look how quick this is. I mean, this is something quite nice. You see.
And that
the
goes
thing
into
is-
the oven?
Yeah, and I like to always put a lot of cheese on it because, I mean, this is going to melt down into the oven. 180 degrees, boom, that's your uncle. And you come out with a beautiful
mixed
final
herbs on
product.
top and you're
Just
good
like
to
that.
go. Oh.
And that is it. I mean, listen, if you haven't had a Pop-Tart yet, then this is definitely a recipe that you need to make. ExpressoShow.com. It is on there. Make it this weekend. Quick, simple, easy, and it's going to be a crowd pleaser for sure. And also, don't forget, Clover are giving away 80,000 Rands worth of Weavers. So all you have to do is buy any one of their products and keep your till slip handy. Then dial *120 *560# and follow the prompts to enter. And then keep watching Expresso Daily to find out a little bit more. T's and C's will be found on Clover's website, clover.co.za. We'll see you just now.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the Hawks are battling for rugby's latest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 Rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3, and we've had such a jam-packed show.
Oh, it's been a lot. From retro fitness, we took a dive into some throwback tech as well, some new tech, some VR experiences that's coming our way. There's been so much on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and of course, some epic performances from the Jungle Book crew this morning. And we have one last performance coming up, but not before we have a bit of a lach. Now, we might not be in Tennessee, but you know what I'm saying. Let's have a look at how tennis players from Tennessee actually play tennis.
Okay, now it all makes sense. I still ask, were they playing with their hand or was it pretend? Oh, well,
my goodness. I have no words. That is interesting. But let's carry on. Joining us right now, Robin and Anel. Both are cast members who play the characters of King Louis and Baloo, and they are about to treat us to one last performance round of the show.
The king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. Reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Wanna be the man called, stroll right into town, be just like the other men. I'm tired.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessity of Mother Nature's recipe that brings the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. Look under the rocks and plants and take a glance of their pants and maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Looking for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. La-dee-da. I mean the bare necessities. That's why I back and rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Ta-da!
Come on, guys, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful show. Zoe, thank you very much. It's been awesome.
Stradom.
And thank you. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday, 1st of September, baby. Have a lucky day.
Another feel-good production.
Let's see, Ben.
I must have it. When was it emailed? Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course.
sure. Bring your crew.
Luge, can we get that promo up? Is the control room prepping the promo?